I'm okay. I just smoked another to the face, yeah. She wanna stay. Singing to your bitch like I was Drake, yeah.
Don't just try to tell me you love me. Can't keep it real if you really don't trust me. Come with a real, you here up in the front, so you get my meals. I'm gunning for the money in the bank. Coming with a dank, scrolling in the tank, rolling with the gang. You sitting out on the sideline tripping. I go to the hole with the rock like Pippin.
Yeah. I'm okay.
What up, though? Welcome back to the Woodward Everyway's live, WoodwardSports.com. I'm your boy Eazy, joined by my guy, Flannel Sam, the legend killer. You gotta do the custom health read today because you look like Spencer if he went on a bit of a diet.
Hey, that's how I got so thin. I use custom health. I'm actually Spencer Raxter in the flesh. I just lost a lot of weight.
We got Stick filling in for young Chris. I gotta get you to say that one too. Shout out to Stick.
Yeah, you call me Young Sus today. We're gonna have issues, boy.
JB's moving the ones and twos as always. We're rocking. We got a big show for you guys. First and foremost, we're gonna get to it, but Justin Fields looking like a problem these days.
Dude, these last few games, he broke the freaking record for rushing yards by a quarterback. He broke a Michael Vick record for running as a quarterback. That says all you need to know, right?
Damn. So we're gonna talk and see. Do you think the Lions could hold them up? We'll save it. We got a whole segment on that one. The Detroit Pistons lost to the Boston Celtics last night. Jaden Ivey had his best game as a pro. So we definitely hop into that one. Got a lot of stuff for you guys, but first and foremost, the Detroit Pistons City Edition came out, but along with that, Charlotte, and I believe it was, what was the other city? I think it was Milwaukee. What are we doing, guys? Can you throw that graphic up? We had the Clit and Cream City edition jerseys. I don't even know. I just love like life sometimes. It's just, life is literally, it could be a movie if you make it. Like, what is it? It's a comedy. This is a comedy. The designer of these jerseys, I don't know if you guys knew this. That's in there too, Stick, if you want. It's, check this out. So this guy's obviously laid off for a little bit while. He got suspended from his job. So he had a couple of, extra time to help out with jersey creations. And me, the creator of the Clinton Cream City jerseys. How about that?
No, that is pretty funny. It's funny, right after the Brooklyn Nets just said he's too dangerous to hire because of his transgressions, I could totally see him going in and creating those jerseys. Speaking of those jerseys, the way Cade Cunningham played last night, he probably should be wearing one of those jerseys.
Damn, man.
At least for now.
Already, Flannel Sam. Already. Stick, what do you think of those jerseys, man?
I mean, listen, I wrote an article up on WoodwardSports.com right now, and anytime you come out with a new jersey, new anything, you should run it by a classroom of 5-year-olds. And if they don't giggle, you're good. But either someone was like, back in Disney when they used to draw like penises in the cartoons.
Yeah.
Either someone was on one trying to make this happen,
for sure.
Or somebody was just completely oblivious that people would notice this. But that's why you should always have a test run of 5-year-olds, because if they start giggling when they see the CLT, this isn't going to last well. I feel that way with baby names too. Like if you ever want to name your kid, run it by a bunch of 5-year-olds, and if they make fun of it, like, no, I can't name my kid this.
For sure. What? Isn't the term like middle schoolers or like 5-year-olds, like, do they know about? I don't even feel comfortable saying it.
I wouldn't think
not
so.
Associated to 5-year-olds.
I'm not going to say the word,
I don't know
but
what
I
y'all were
wouldn't
doing
think
when you
so.
were 5, but
Okay, Stick.
Stick was playground pimping back in the day.
Playground pimping.
JB, JB's camera's down, but
we got JB.
Oh yeah, that's right. He's moving over to
JB on the couch,
the casting couch, if you will. You got to himself.
Of course, he didn't turn on his mic.
No,
of course, I didn't turn on my own mic. Yeah.
There he is.
Better? Can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. Those jerseys are kind of wild right now. I know we're going back and forth in the chat about it, but I don't think I can be caught dead wearing either one of those jerseys. I'm sorry.
I'm just wondering, like, how long until we see them in an actual porno? You know what I'm saying?
Wait, what?
I'm serious. Like what? Clit and Cream City? Is that legal? Are you allowed to wear NBA jerseys in porn?
Dude, is the Clit actually going to be in an actual game? That jersey?
Yes.
That's pretty.
That's the city edition. Those are the real jerseys,
dude. Ime Udoka probably did do that then. The way he's been, I'm sure. I heard he likes the Clits.
That's what
the Boston Clits.
I can't. This man.
I'm just happy we found it. guys.
Yes, 100%.
We can wear it proudly and represent it. Go ahead.
Stick, you're more familiar with licensing and stuff like that than I am. Are you allowed to wear NBA jerseys in porn? Is that Do you think they'll see a Cream City jersey in porn now?
I don't know. They'll probably just change it up a little bit, and just spell like city a little bit different. And that's how they'll roll with it, because that's what they do with porn. They take like a typical movie title and just switch it up a little bit. Like Game of Thrones is like Game of Porn, or like something like that.
Yeah. That was an awful example. Game of
what
Thrones is
Stick's
already
been
porn by
watching.
itself. Now you guys mentioned, I might have to look up some Daenerys Stormborn themed stuff. She had it going on.
Dude, that girl.
Yeah, she's a baddie. I'm reading some of the comments of Woodward Sports chat. Murph asked, Milwaukee is Cream City. Yeah, I think because the Packers are like the cheeseheads, so I think it's like a big dairy place. I mean, I never knew them as Cream City.
I had no idea, but hey, Milwaukee, they're kind of a bit of they're up and coming. Well, not even up and coming. They're like looking to become a dynasty. They're coming.
Cream City coming. Cream City coming.
Oh, they came.
Cream City filling up the hole. I can't wait for the calls, man. JB was already ahead of his curve this morning, dropping them in the Woodward Sports chat. But outside of that, the Detroit Pistons have their own City Edition jerseys, the Werner editions, which I never really had beef with them in the first place. But after seeing Cream City in the clit, I feel way more comfortable with it. Stick, you're the biggest. I don't want to call you old, but you hate all the New Jersey bringing out the retro one. You hate the teal. How do you feel about this one?
See, I hate the teal because of what the hell happened while we were wearing teal last time, man. Like the Pistons, the teal represents the dead era of the Pistons to me. You were the bad boys. You were back-to-back world champs. You put on the teal. You didn't win anything. And then you take off the teal. 2004 bad boys back at it again, baby. So to me, the teal is more about what it represents. These, I don't mind if they're brand new. I don't mind.
Yeah.
But, let the team get their ass kicked in this for 5 years. You're going to be like, I don't like those green jerseys.
That might happen this year. That might be getting a lot of ass kickings in that jersey. Flannel Sam.
I mean, they kind of. I don't really.
I just wish they were more flannelly.
I wish they were more flannelly. I don't really like the way they look. It doesn't really look Pistons to me. Stick said something. He made a good point about how the Pistons weren't really a good team during the teal era, but at least the teals look sweet. These jerseys, I mean, they look like Werner's. I guess that kind of represents Detroit, but it has nothing to do with the Pistons. So I'm not a huge fan, but they can make me a huge fan if they win games in them, because that's all that matters, right?
That is true. I mean, I know it's shots. I apologize for not remembering the church, but there's a certain church in Detroit that I guess a lot of basketball goes down at, and that's what it represents. That's why it's a City Edition. Big Sean made them. He was a big part of helping make those. But
It's St. Cecilia's, by the way.
Thank you. I knew it was Saint something, but I would have just threw something else out afterward. I mean, like Saint Sticklers. Like I had nothing prepared for that one. Shout out to JB for saving me on that one, but I don't mind them. I mean, I didn't love them beforehand, but I didn't hate them. But the little circle thing on the white there on the sides. That looks pretty sweet.
No, that's like the highlight of the jersey, and you see the stars, you see the Big Sean engraving. That is pretty sweet. It's just that color. It doesn't seem Pistons to me. It seems like Werner's or St. Cecilia's or whatever. But the average person doesn't know.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. You're not going to look at that and think Pistons. But if they win games in them, I don't really care. Just go out and win.
Well, that's the other part of it too, right? Like we're from here. Like we're from Michigan, Metro Detroiters. But like Am I like? Is it my fault for not knowing St. Cecilia? Like, Stick, did you know of St. Cecilia before these jerseys?
Yeah. I mean, it's just a predominant basketball facility here. It's not like I wouldn't expect, not to call you a casual fan, but I wouldn't expect like the common person to know about it.
Yeah.
It's just it's a part of our culture here.
I saw more people like thinking when that first was like rumored to be the jersey, which obviously officially is now. But I saw more people like relating it to Werner's, because Werner's is from Metro Detroit too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Werner's is a staple of this town. I'm a big Werner's guy myself, so you think I would like it, but just go out and win in them. I just want to see good basketball in those jerseys, unlike the historically how it was with the teal.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know if there's good basketball last night, so you might not be seeing a lot of good basketball in those jerseys. One more, I'm not picking on you for being old, Stick, but
are we gonna do this the whole damn show? Like literally, I'm in here trying to help y'all. And this is going to be the whole damn show, Stick's the boomer.
Well, I'm part of this though.
I'm not a boomer by definition, you sons of bitches.
Did your grandma ever use Verner's as medicine? That's why I was going with this one.
Yeah, I mean, I think all Michiganders use Verner's.
Yours?
You got an upset stomach? Go ahead, have a Verner's. You know, you got a cold? Have a Verner's. That's just part of it.
That's what it was for me too. You? Oh, you're from Chicago originally. Or
I'm from Illinois, but no, I never had it used as medicine. But I use it personally as medicine. Like if I'm not feeling very good, like a lot of those sodas or pops, whatever you call it here, they don't make you feel very good. It's okay, pop here. I always called it soda.
No,
but
it's
anyway.
pop.
Yeah, it's
okay,
pop.
fair enough. Now that I'm a Detroiter, but
It's pop.
made very clear stick. But Verner's actually makes you feel good. You feel like you're consuming something somewhat healthy, unlike a Dr. Pepper or a Pepsi or something like that. So I'm
That's fair.
Big Verner's guy.
That's fair. Big Verner's guy he is. Jake Paul, this is for like all the MMA fans. I think I'm the only. JB, you watch a little bit of MMA here. Stick, we used to watch it back in the day. But Jake Paul, he's fighting Andrew Tate. These two are like the most hated guys, I'd say, on the internet, going to box each other. If you guys don't know Andrew Tate, before he was whatever the hell you consider beforehand when he got famous on the internet, he was an actual kickboxer.
Yeah.
As we know, Jake Paul, he's taken on his career as a boxer. He is now, I believe, 6-0, 5-0?
He's been kind of a surprise success, honestly.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, so he's actually going to be taking on Andrew Tate. I think we have a graph for that. When they put a video out this morning, though, just kind of tease it. There's no official date that I know of that's like the fight's actually going down on, but these two will. I mean, a lot of people want to see these guys punched in the face, and it's going to happen. Are you taking either side? Are you rooting for one on?
I don't know if I'm rooting for any one of them, but with Jake Paul's recent success, I would probably say that he's the favorite. Andrew Tate hasn't really done a whole lot of that lately. He's become more of an internet personality than a kickboxer. You can't just go in cold, and I can't believe I'm saying this, and fight Jake Paul.
Yeah.
I think Jake Paul is going to mollywop Andrew Tate. Not that I want it to happen. That's just what I think will happen.
Yeah. YouTube chat poll, make sure you guys vote on that. What is pop called? There's either pop, or pop. I'm with that one. Stick, you're always down for some internet controversy. What do you think of that fight? You have a betting interest, or who you think's will win, or what?
Nah, I don't really have much interest in the Paul brothers in general. I mean, it's cool what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're making a name for themselves. They're making money, but it's not my bag.
Yeah.
I mean, there's always got to be the villain. And they figured out that each of those sports, like the MMA needed a villain, boxing needed a villain, and WWE needed another villain.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. He's wrestling now, too.
Dude, he's really good at wrestling. Like, honestly, I'm not a big wrestling guy, but that guy, he was doing some stuff when he was out there. So, yeah, they figured out the lane, man. You go where people aren't, right? If you ever want to do something new, go where they ain't. And they needed villains. These guys wanted to be villains. They kind of embodied it before all of this because they were catching all that flack from the internet, posting dead bodies of people hanging themselves and stuff like that. Like, they were already assholes, and now they just get paid for it. So, yeah, get that bag.
Yeah, it's almost a situation we kind of create like an anti-hero. Where, like you said, because both those guys, a lot of people hate both of them. But like you said, Flannel Sam, you kind of got to respect Jake Paul to this point. And I get he hasn't boxed an actual boxer yet, but none of us in this room could step in a ring against Anderson Silva or Tyron Woodley or maybe Nate Robinson.
Absolutely not. That's what's so impressive. And honestly, when it comes to the Paul brothers and Andrew Tate, love them or hate them, they're all wildly successful in their fields. So that means something. And honestly, but Jake Paul, though, he's just had so much recent success that we did not expect. Yeah. Even Logan Paul, you thought it was a joke when they were starting their career in combat sports of any kind, and it's not a joke. They're good.
I'd agree. I think Jake Paul's a favorite for this one. But
absolutely.
If you wanted to wear a shirt with the winner's face on it, where'd you go?
You would go to Big Frog, of course. Get a free Woodward Sports t-shirt. That's right, a free Woodward Sports t-shirt all month long at Big Frog in Novi. Just stop in, tell them we sent you, and they will print you one on the spot. So go to Big Frog Novi today and get your free t-shirt or visit them online at bigfrog.com/Novi.
Thanksgiving is all about family and friends. That's why Woodward Sports wants to send you and your crew front row for the Thanksgiving Day football game.
Easy there. Hey, it's Thanksgiving. Shouldn't you be in Detroit losing a football game right now?
That's right, you and 3 people that you're thankful for sitting in row number 1. So close you can hear the action, smell the excitement, and taste the glory of Detroit football. All you have to do to enter is retweet or share our post on Twitter and IG and tag 3 of your friends or family. If all 3 of those people are following Woodward Sports 2 and we pick your name, you and your crew will all get the best seats inside Ford Field. So hop on Twitter and Instagram and tag your crew. And we'll see you Thanksgiving Day at Ford Field. Brought to you by Lady Jane's and Custom Health Centers.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network.
What up? I apologize. I'm here to tell you guys about front row tickets that we're giving away for the Thanksgiving game. You guys can win along with 3 of your friends. It's very simple, guys. All you have to do is tag 3 of your friends on the Woodward Sports Instagram or Twitter post. And as long as they're following, you and those 3 friends will sit front row to the Lions game on Thanksgiving. You and your crew will get the best seats inside Ford Field. So hop on Twitter and Instagram today and tag your crew. Brought to you by Lady Jane's and Custom Health Centers. What up, though? Welcome back to Woodward Heavyweights live on WoodwardSports.com. I'm your boy Eazy, joined by my man Flannel Sam, filling in for Spit More Racks today. If you guys don't know, what's that thing happens when your ball hole gets like blown out and it's like looks like a baboon a little bit?
Never heard of such a procedure. Is that what Spencer's doing? That's not what Spencer's doing.
That's what Spencer's got going on today. No, in all seriousness, Spencer's got to visit his PO before he goes in for weekend jail. And he'll be back Monday. So make sure you guys hit the like button for him. R.I.P. Spence. No, I'm just kidding. Spence got some family doing some medical stuff. So he's being a good family mate and taking care of them. We got Stick filling in for Young Sus, who's down in Chicago. And we got JB Spool of the Ones and Twos as always. Now, before the show started today, I went ahead and I made sure you credited me for this as well, but I made sure to hop on Twitter and give a certain Detroit Pistons credit. It's Jaden Ivey.
Yeah.
Jaden Ivey had his best game as a pro last night.
100%.
Hands down, without a doubt. And I know that for certain. It's his best game as a pro. I mean, the Pistons lost. Don't get me wrong. And I'll get to it. But I know it was his best game as a pro because I was tagged and multiple graphics and multiple highlights. Dude was on triple-double alert. If you guys don't know, he finished the night with 19 points, 10 boards, and 6 assists. And honestly, the part that I am most impressed with, 0 turnovers.
0 turnovers. That's massive because when you're the secondary ball handler, one of the things that he helps Cade Cunningham with, Freudian slip, is being the secondary ball handler, taking some pressure off of Cade. And when you don't turn over the ball and you're a rookie, I was impressed with that for sure. Also, his efficiency, 6 for 12 from the floor, 2 of 5 from 3. He also led the team in every major statistical category, like points, rebounds, and assists. 19, 10, and 6. That's an impressive game. And it's great to see because he's a guy that the Pistons are going to need moving forward as a rookie, as another Troy Weaver draft pick. So very impressed by Jaden Ivey. Nothing bad to say about him last night.
100%. Oh, man. Stick, you said that too, real quick.
Listen, it was his best game statistically.
Yeah.
He had his best first half. He did not have his best game.
That's fair.
Because the first half, he put up, 16, 10, and 6?
Yeah.
So he only put up 4 extra points in the second half. That's why I'm saying, if we're going to say it's his best game ever, it's kind of tough for me to go there because of what he did. Best first half by far. That's not even an argument. But I would have liked to see that. Now, you don't have to double that in the second half, but I'd like to at least see him keep pace with the first half. But to me, Jaden Ivey, he's him. He's that dude. Like, he's doing things in a Piston uniform that I have never seen anybody do.
Wow.
And, you know, I'm the old man here, so
Yeah,
I've been watching longer
Isaiah
than you whippersnappers. No, I mean, Isaiah wasn't above the rim player.
Okay.
He was never that athletic to where he could finish in the rim above people like Jaden Ivey does.
Yeah.
Speed-wise, ball handling, yeah, Isaiah has them in spades on that. But combined-wise, the only player I've ever seen take on a team 1-on-5 like Jaden Ivey has done several times in this season is Grant Hill. That's the only guy I've ever seen try to take on a whole team at once.
He is. That's one thing. First, because I've been like dubbed as the Jaden Ivey hater, like in the city.
I think a little
around
unfairly
town.
too, just for the record.
Thank you, Flannel Sam. I appreciate that because I've always said I think he's going to be very good, maybe if not great. My only beef, which has always been the fit alongside it. And guess what? In Jaden Ivey's best game, where you'd probably say he was more ball dominant, he was making most of the plays for guys. Guess who had the worst game? At least of the season.
That would be Cade Cunningham. And not only did Cade Cunningham have a bad game, it was morbid. I couldn't believe what I was watching. 1 of 11, 4 points. And that led me to something that I know a lot of you aren't going to like, but I don't care. We have to have a discussion of whether Cade Cunningham is for sure going to be that transcendent superstar as a point guard. Because so far this season, he's averaging 26 and 6 with a worse field goal percentage and a worse three-point percentage than last year. And that's a problem for me because we thought that maybe those lack of efficiency last year was due to a bad start because you obviously saw what he did in March. But this year, besides those 4 games in the middle, I would say Cade Cunningham has been bad. He was like morbid, disgraceful last night. I've never seen him look that bad on a basketball court. And even if he played just a regular game, they might have had a chance against the Celtics. He cost that team probably at least a close loss or a win last night with his terrible play. And he hasn't even really been that great for the most part this season. So it's a question that I'm posing, maybe to the chat, just maybe to amongst Pistons fans. Are we sure that Cade Cunningham is that transcendent superstar? I thought he was going into the year. I've been a little disappointed with what I've seen so far.
I mean, I still think Cade can be. It's tough because actually, this guy, I got hit with this question I think a couple weeks ago on a Twitter space, and it was by a gentleman named Mike, and he kind of posed the same question, and then like he got killed for it. I mean, at that time, deserving so, that was kind of like in the middle of his like 4-game like hot streak where he was averaging I think like 27 for a minute. There were games against the Hawks. We do well against the Hawks. Obviously, we lost both of those games, but like Cade, Killian, we've seen them perform in those situations. But I kind of thought he was crazy until he said. And I'm a big Cade Cunningham guy, first and foremost. Like, let me get that out the way. And to the point where, like, the reason why I didn't like the Jaden Ivey pick is because I think we need to let Cade be the ball handler. I think, again, you saw Ivey last night. In his best performance, Cade kind of dwindled. And I feel like Cade needs the ball in his hand. One, first and foremost, I think he can be an elite playmaker. Say what you want about him being a superstar. I think, and I have this question for you. Do you think he'll be an elite playmaker or at least a great one?
I think so, but I would like to have seen more from him as a playmaker this year. I thought when they added Bojan Bogdanovic, and Bojan Bogdanovic is shooting the ball very well, that it would make Cade really skyrocket as a playmaker, and I think he has to some extent, but I expected those assist numbers to go way up, and they haven't really done that. And just for the record, I believe in Cade long-term as least the point guard of the future, at least a possible multiple-time All-Star. But what I've seen so far this year, are we sure we should crown him as the next transcendent superstar, as the next, first team All-NBA yet? I don't know. I haven't seen it so far this year. And basketball, you see a lot of players have these great games, have these great stretches like Cade Cunningham did in 4 games in the middle of the year, like he did in the last month of last season. But in my opinion, basketball and all sports is about the totality of what you do over a season, over a month, over a career. I got to see it for a full season from him.
For sure. I mean, it's 12. Flannel Sam, as always, you bring in the scoop for. I'm not ready to go down like that lane or prescribe to like that narrative just yet. For me, what I think why it happened was, again, the same stuff that I was concerned about. And I get we're only 12 games into the season, and I get these guys are going to develop chemistry the same way it took Cade a little bit of time last year. That these guys are all new, they're all very, very young. They're acclimating to the NBA by itself, let alone like around their teammates. But I always just struggle with the fit of like people always. I think you said it, secondary ball handler. People on Twitter, my guy Jeff Spinney, they attacked me last night in our group text. We need a secondary ball handler. You need a secondary ball handler. Do you? Do you? Because when I look at the championship teams of like the past like 5 years, and I asked this to Spinney and Jeff just so I get their answer, because I'm trying to like understand that side of the argument. But I'm looking at secondary ball handlers. I'm looking at like Jordan Poole, Drew Holiday. Like I don't think you need a elite secondary ball handler. Like, I just don't. I think Killian can fill like that role per se. I think you need superstars. I think wings win you rings. That's why I was in the Ben Mathurin camp. You know what I'm saying? I wanted him as a wing. Oh, by the way, Ben Mathurin 30 points last night, and they're 5 and 6.
Dude, Benedict Mathurin was great, and he was really good last night. For all of you who don't know, Benedict Mathurin has been balling this year. And to what you said about a secondary ball handler, do I think it's essential? It just depends on how your team is constructed. I just want good basketball players who fit together, like wings. I think they're more essential than secondary ball handlers.
Hey, thank you. That's where I'm at, too.
I'm not saying... And I think a lot of it, too, has to do with the fact that Jaden Ivey, whether we like it or not, and I think we've all been pretty happy with his performance, he's our guy, and you're looking for reasons to be positive about him. Having him as a secondary ball handler, is that going to help Cade? I think so, and the fact is, Jaden Ivey is our guy. You might long for Benedict Mathurin, but he's not ours.
For sure.
We got to learn how to embrace Jaden Ivey because... I mean, he hasn't been Benedict Mathurin, but Jaden Ivey's been really good. He's probably third in the Rookie of the Year race so far.
He's easy to embrace. Like, he's like everything that Stick said. Like I don't want to put this name out there because it's just 12 games into the season, but like much like Derrick Rose, when they hit the paint, he looks like electricity. He's all over the place. He's like finishing.
I'll even go further than that. Like when I look at Cade Cunningham and I look at Jaden Ivey, I see a young Jordan and I see a young Pippen. And
really?
You may think that Pippen wasn't as great as he was, just like if Cade's a number 2 on this team.
Yeah.
Pippen's a top 50 all-time player, man. He was one of those guys. I know Flannel Sam will probably crush that, but in the lore of the NBA, those are facts, right? And Pippen, even though when he went to the Trailblazers, he didn't show out like he was supposed to, and when Jordan retired, like he couldn't take over the team. But when I look at these guys and their game, that's what I see. I see an above-the-rim player that with tons of athleticism in Ivy. That's my Jordan comparison. Body type, very similar, too. And then when you look at long, lanky, Scotty-ass Pippen, he looks a lot like Cade Cunningham. Slow, methodical, in control of his game. And if those two can get that on-court cohesiveness going like Pippen and Jordan had, we're cooking, baby. And I hated the Bulls.
Stick, why did you bring up Jordan and Pippen when it comes to Jaden Ivey and Cade Cunningham? I want to be with you, but you took it just a little bit too far.
Why too far?
Because we don't even know if Cade Cunningham or Jaden Ivey are going to be stars, let alone
You didn't know that Jordan and Pippen's rookie and sophomore years either, bro.
You knew that Michael Jordan was going to be a superstar from day one. He had one of the best rookie seasons of all. 28 points a game, Stick. Come on, Stick.
Yeah, okay, he was a scorer, but he was not an all-around basketball player. You didn't know he was going to be Michael Jordan. Hell, he didn't even, North Carolina didn't even know he was going to be Michael Jordan coming out.
Well, that was Dean Smith's fault. He's the only one that can hold him under 20. And even in North Carolina, he was good enough to be the number 3 overall pick. Just pump the brakes, Stick. Why'd you got to go there, man?
Because that's what I see, Sam. That's what I see when I grew up watching those guys play. I see body type, I see game style, I see demeanor, and they're both. And if you look at it, they're very similar.
My only. It's kind of wild a little bit, just because when I look at Cade, I see him as a point guard, as a facilitator. When I look at Pippen, I saw him as a power forward. He's 2 inches bigger, and he's just not the facilitator and game manager I feel like Cade can be.
I mean, Scottie Pippen was a pretty good. He was a pretty good facilitator and obviously one of the top 50 players of all time. But like I said, though, Jaden Ivey and Michael Jordan. If Jaden Ivey becomes Michael Jordan, and I'm hoping that he does, it's not going to happen. I will drop dead on this desk because it ain't going to happen.
Listen, you're comparing him to the greatest basketball player of all time. I understand that's a steep thing, but look at their body type, look at their motion, and look how they finish. It's very similar.
Not even close.
I'm
sorry.
I'm willing to keep this conversation rolling. I want to talk some Detroit Pistons. We got Polo J just crept into the studio. He's going to be joining us soon, but not before my guy Flannel Sam tells you about SMA.
The sports marketing agency helps spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse. Their podcast, This is the S Word, helps spread awareness of stigma and other addictions. Go to thesportssma.com if you are struggling or know someone who is.
Thanksgiving is all about family and friends. That's why Woodward Sports wants to send you and your crew front row for the Thanksgiving Day football game.
Easy there. Hey, it's Thanksgiving. Shouldn't you be in Detroit losing a football game right now?
That's right, you and 3 people that you're thankful for sitting in row number 1. So close you can hear the action, smell the excitement, and taste the glory of Detroit football. All you have to do to enter is retweet or share our post on Twitter and IG and tag 3 of your friends or family. If all 3 of those people are following Woodward Sports too, and we pick your name, you and your crew will all get the best seats inside Ford Field. So hop on Twitter and Instagram and tag your crew. And we'll see you Thanksgiving Day at Ford Field. Brought to you by Lady Jane's and Custom Health Centers.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
Hi, I'm John from Better Rate Mortgage, and to me, family is more than blood. That's why I have the biggest family in Metro Detroit. If you're looking to buy a house or refinance and need a loan, come get treated better than family by me and our entire team here at Better Rate Mortgage. We pride ourselves on giving you better advice, better service, and a better loan experience. That's why we are Better Rate. If you're looking for a new mortgage, come get treated like family. Actually, better with Better Rate Mortgage. Visit us at mybetterrate.com or call at 248-480-4467 today.
The Fulling Warehouse in Hamtramck is the home of the original football bowling game. There are 2 ways to play, $12 unlimited open play or $120 lane reservation for up to 10 people. They have a $2 mystery beer machine and a full bar. You can bring in any kind of food you want. No hassle, no fuss. Shout out Spenmo Racks. Check it out at FullingWarehouse.com.
What up, though? Welcome back to Woodward Heavyweights live on WoodwardSports.com. I'm your boy Eazy, joined by my man Flannel Sam. We got Stick in the TD booth, JB Smooth with the 1s and 2s, and Polio J, aka Polo J, joining us from the Maz chair. Things getting crazy, man. Things getting messy here. We're talking about the Detroit Pistons blowout loss, might I add, to the Boston Celtics. Which the Boston Celtics were in the NBA Finals last year. That should be expected. We're a young team, but we saw both Jaden Ivey's best game of his career so far, and in my opinion, Cade's worst game, at least of this season so far. Now, I think there was like 3 different narratives we started going with in that last one. I got one, Flannel Sam. You're calling out Cade Cunningham for not possibly being the star he's projected to be, which I don't agree with. I think there's a reason why we saw what we did last night, because that leads to my narrative in which I've always disagreed with the fit. I never told you guys that Jaden Ivey was going to be bad. I've never said that Jaden Ivey couldn't ball in this league. I said he could be a star. I just think he needs the ball in his hands. I think he needs to be the guy. I think he needs to be the John Morant. You know what I'm saying? John Morant doesn't have another ball handler like Cade, who, you know what I'm saying, he also needs to dominate the ball to be effective on the court. Because as much as like we do love Cade, I don't know that he is as fantastic or borderline superstar off ball as he is with the ball in his hands. And I think it's vice versa. It works for both guys, both Cade and Ivey. And I think when we saw Ivey on last night, that's why we saw Cade off. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, I definitely see what you're saying, but I think it's just even deeper than fit. I don't think it's excusable for Cade Cunningham, in my opinion, to be 1 for 11 from the floor in a game. We're going to need to see some turnaround. We're going to need to see them actually play well together, because at some point, those are the last 2 highest Troy Weaver draft picks. They're going to have to figure it out. And in some games, I would say that they have. Last night was just the most extreme example we've seen of Jaden Ivey kind of having his coming out party, and Cade Cunningham probably having the worst game he's probably ever had since like he was 5-6 years old. Honestly, that was awful.
4 points, bro.
1 of 11.
Yeah, 1 of 11. Not a good look. We got another basketball head in the building. Shout out to Polo J. Polo J, are you writing articles for WoodwardSports.com yet for the Pistons or what?
No, I've been just doing Woodward Tigers. I'm looking to get into Woodward Pistons, but you know, I'm keeping around. I'm keeping up with what's going on.
I feel that. No, I'm labeled as the Ivy hater. Flannel Sam's is labeled as crazy, and the legend killer. I guess, what is your take on it? Are we spitting nonsense up here? What's going on?
No, well, I think you're spitting nonsense, honestly, because like you have to have more than one ball handler on a team to win a title. Look at like the Golden State Warriors. They had Steph Curry, they had Draymond Green, they had Kevin Durant. All of them could handle the ball.
You just named 2 wings.
Okay. what is there a wing on this Pistons team that can handle the ball and make plays for other players?
No, there's not, and that's why I want Bennedict Mathurin in the last draft.
Bennedict Mathurin's not a playmaker, though.
But I'm not asking him to be a playmaker. I just need a wing, a guy. Andrew Wiggins, the wing for the Warriors, just won the championship last year. He's not. He's not a playmaker.
But they also had Draymond Green, who's a playmaker. You have to have more than one playmaker on your team. So if you're going to take Mathurin, then it's just Cade. Like, you saw that, like, last night, Cade didn't have a good game, but you had Ivy, who could run the offense and you know, kind of pick up the slack. You need that on a team. You need more than one ball handler. So Mathurin, to me, just doesn't do that. So that's why I think Ivy is better off here.
See, but when I'm looking at the ball handlers on championship teams, though, they're not more important to me than when I look at the wings on championship teams. Like, actually, and this is based off a conversation I had last night. Shout out to my guy Jeff Freddy from the Morning Woodward Show. You guys check that one out from 8 to 10. Weekdays, Monday through Friday, and Spin More Racks, my usual partner here, but as you guys know, he's seen his probation officer. But they brought up the secondary ball handlers on those championship teams. They brought up Jordan Poole, Drew Holiday, Kyle Lowry, and then for the LeBron team, there really wasn't really one they could come down to. But to me, in those situations, I feel like I could look at Chris Middleton in the Drew Holiday situation. I think he's a bit more effective to that championship than Drew Holiday was in that situation. Jordan Poole, I look at Andrew Wiggins. I think Andrew Wiggins was more effective to that championship than Jordan Poole was. I go to Kyle Lowry. That was just a weird situation. I mean, obviously you had Kawhi Leonard and you had Pascal Siakam, two guys that kind of consider wings. Pascal Siakam more so a power forward, but I would point to those, you know, Siakam being more contributing to that championship ring. Size. NBA is a big man's game. That's why you don't see 5'6", 5'9" guys running around dominating the league. Like, yeah, they made during the regular season where it comes down to winning championships. At one point, it was the dinosaurs. We could use and abuse guys. Fouls weren't called and people weren't flopping. But now it's transitioned to the wings. The guys with bigger size have guard skill sets. I don't think the secondary ball handler is a must. Again, I'll just name these championship teams. I'm saying, like, I think the wings contribute more than a secondary ball handler. And to be honest with you, I think Killian, I would have rather gone a Cade and Math pairing with Killian as a secondary ball handler than I would have. And I get Ivy's elite. I'm not saying he's not that. I don't think it's a fit. And we'll see. I put my eyebrows on the line. If they make NBA Finals, I'm shaving my eyebrows. I put it on Twitter. I put it on wax. It's all out there. But to me, it's a fit situation.
No, I don't think Cade and Ivy are the problem because this team offensively is fine. Like, this team offensively is really, really good. I think the problem is defensively. And one thing I was thinking about is, like, Bojan. Like, do you think he's, like, helping this team more than he's hurting this team? Because I just think defensively he's just been such a negative for them, and he's just not rebounding either. Like, I think there needs to be a conversation to be had about him.
Really? Because to me, Bojan absolutely is worth his weight in gold because of the way he is shooting the basketball. Nobody on the Pistons is really shooting, and Bojan Bogdanovic is like basically a 50 and 45 guy from three, averaging 19 a game. I understand that his defense leaves some to be desired, but that's not why he's there. He is there to make shots, and he has made shots at such a high level on a team that has struggled shooting. Like Sadiq Bey, his three-point shooting percentage has gone down. Isaiah Stewart, down. Cade Cunningham, down. Isaiah Livers hasn't really given you anything. You need a guy like Bojan. Defense be damned.
Yeah, I don't think that's an issue. It is a issue. For sure. I mean, we have an undersized center Isaiah Stewart hitting the floor every night. I'd rather see Durant at the starting five at this point. And there's no disrespect to Beef Stew. I get, like, he's kind of like become like a mascot of the team because he embodies like that Detroit grit. You know what I'm saying? He's a badass. But I think this team's more effective defensively with like a Jalen Duren on the court. But I think it's the combination, or maybe just they have to choose one between Bey and Bojan, having like one on the floor at a time. Now I don't know which one you qualify as like being that guy, because I think both can step up and ball for you, but I think Bojan's been more consistent, if I'm being honest with you. It just maybe feels weird benching Bey at this point because he's one of the more tenured guys on the team. I don't know.
I don't know if you can bench either of them, to be honest. I know that they've had some defensive issues, but if you're going to bench one, I mean, Sadiq Bey's three-point shooting, we counted on it coming into the year,
yes,
and it just hasn't been there. And Bojan Bogdanovic has been shooting the lights out. He is the one guy on this entire team that I feel like has lived up to his potential offensively, even exceeded his potential. You could argue that this season, scoring the basketball, is the best season of his career. To me, Bojan Bogdanovic is the most valuable player on the Detroit Pistons this year, even above Cade Cunningham.
Yeah, and QT in the Woodward Sports Chat says Bay and Boyan don't fit together way more than Cade and Ivy don't fit. Both guys who want to spot up and launch 3 points and let defenders get to the basket on defense. And I agree. I can't deny that probably is the worst fit on this team. Polio J, they're calling you in the Woodward Sports Chat. You agree with that one at least, or what?
What are they calling me?
Polio J.
That's fine.
Called him a hobbit.
A hobbit?
Where is that? JJ said that. Where is that?
Shout out.
Okay, I have one more thing I want, because before I come on the show, I think of things.
Good.
Yeah. So one player I was thinking that would fit perfect on this team is like Miles Turner. What do you guys think of his fit on this team? Because I know they have a lot of cap space coming up, and I just think Miles Turner would solve a lot of problems for this team, just rebounding wise, defensively. Like imagine if you put Miles Turner at the 4 right now instead of Bogdan. I think defensively a lot of problems get solved, and rebounding a lot of problems get solved. So that was just something that I really thought would be an interesting kind of possibility.
I mean, it's an interesting conversation. I think we have to wait till we see Bagley back and fully healthy. I think that's going to affect this team offensively, especially. I want to see Duren get a lot more PT. I don't hate Miles Turner, but I just feel like he's almost like a myth at this point, him getting traded. Because every single year. Yeah, he's like floated around his trade bait, but it never happens.
He's a free agent after this season.
Okay.
And that's why I was saying. And the thing is, if you sign him to a multi-year contract, you can then trade him like halfway through that contract for assets, is what I was thinking. And he's also a guy that can mentor Jalen Duren, because he's a big man that, can shoot the 3. So if Duren wants to ever add that to his game, I think Miles Turner would be the perfect guy to kind of like mentor him for that.
I just think there's different styles of play.
I mean, if it were me, put in Miles Turner, ship out Isaiah Stewart. Yes. I would love to see that. That would make me the happiest man on planet Earth. And by the way, Polo J, you really don't like Bojan Bogdanovic. I heard that little slight about take him out and put in Miles Turner. Come on, Bojan Bogdanovic has been their best offensive player all season. You need Bojan.
Because I think here's an average NBA player. Bojan's like here.
Put the mic in front of your face, Rook.
You gotta talk into the mic, homie.
Okay, so Bojan's like up here offensively, but he's down here defensively. So I think he just is basically just average. Like whatever he does for you offensively, it kind of gets canceled out defensively, because he doesn't offer anything else in terms of rebounding or just like defensively at all.
Canceled out. He's almost a 50% 3-point shooter.
That's not gonna last.
It's lasted so far. I mean, he's a little below that now, but still.
Even if he drops a 40, it's pretty elite to have on the court alongside.
45?
If you believe that Cade and Jaden will fit, I mean that's a nice piece to have alongside those two guys who become playmakers, who are playmakers. I'm just gonna say right now, Cade for sure. Mm-hmm. Ivy, obviously, I think he's coming into his own. Sure. I think it's because I'll back off the Jaden and Cade thing. Because I understand, like, the people hate it. I get killed for it on Twitter all the time. And I told people to call in today, too, if they want to bitch about it. But I think more of the mismatch on this team right now is Bojan and Bay. And I think they need to pick one and just start them at whether it's the 3 or the 4. You get it over with.
Yeah, and at this point, you probably have to go with Bay on the bench if you're choosing between those two, which is disappointing because we obviously thought, and he still very much might be, that Saddiq Bey was a very, very good Troy Weaver pick. He's going to be part of this team when they're ready to win. You could even think that maybe someday he could even make an all-star team.
Yeah.
But I'm not so sure about that now. But despite what we've seen out of Saddiq Bey, all of his flaws, he's still averaging about 17 a game on 45% shooting. He's just got to work on that 3, man. The Pistons don't really have a ton of shooters with Alec Burks being out. We were counting on Saddiq Bey. We were counting on guys like Isaiah Livers, who hasn't really delivered either. And Bojan Bogdanovic has delivered. So just thinking about putting Saddiq Bey on the bench, that's not something that I had on my Detroit Pistons bingo card this year.
You want to cut his minutes, but if you want to cut your hair, Flannel Sam, where would you go?
I would go right there to Lady Jane's, and I have many times. Come to Lady Jane's for an award-winning experience and register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win a down payment for your dream home up to $200,000. Lady Jane's, open 7 days a week, walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
The Sports Marketing Agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zuniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
Fellas, let's be honest. We like things to be easy. We like simple stuff, like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play, and before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Time to talk about Michael Phillips. Not actress Bijou Phillips, but Michael Phillips. Looking to buy or sell your home, whether you're a player or a fan, helping you buy, sell, or invest is Michael Phillips' top priority. Being in the game for 23 years makes Mike the #1 option for anyone. If you have real estate needs, call Michael Phillips at 313-403-0011. That is 313-403-0011.
What up, though? Welcome back to the Woodward Heavyweights live on WoodwardSports.com. I'm your boy Eazy, joined by my man Flannel Sam. We got Stick in the TD booth, JB Smooth with the 1 to 2s, and we're just venting about the Detroit Pistons. Everyone, this is how sports work. We all have the answers. We all have the answers and philosophies, and we share them. Yours was interesting though, the Cade Cunningham one. Do you believe that, or? You're just questioning it?
I'm questioning it because I was actually a very big Cade Cunningham guy, like we all were coming into the year, especially with how he finished last season. I just have been a little bit disappointed with the consistency offensively. I thought that his efficiency numbers would go up, and so far this season, they've actually gone down. With Jaden Ivey as his sort of partner in crime, with Bojan Bogdanovic out there shooting the lights out, I thought that would really help Cade Cunningham, and so far, both him and the team are kind of struggling. Only 3 wins. I know that the Pistons weren't supposed to be very good, but I'm even a little bit disappointed with some of the results I'm seeing so far.
Yeah. I'm going to Woodward Sports Chat with this one. Aaron S. says, Bay and Cade need to get the 3-point percentage up around 37% at least. We know they have that potential. No reason they can't do that. And I mean, that is one spot, and I even mentioned it beforehand, like on Twitter at one point last year, is like, that's where I'd like to see Cade like take the leap heading into this year. And same thing you said, the consistency, because we know he can knock down threes, but it's never consistently enough.
Well, absolutely, but I would ask the person in the Woodward Sports Chat, does Cade have a 37% three-point capability? I don't know that. Sadiq Bey, he most certainly does. You can see it with his shot. You see how hot he can be. He can be hotter than lava and then colder than ice, but with Cade Cunningham, I don't know if 37% is in the cards. If it ever is, that would be amazing. That would be the kind of superstar percentage that I would like to see. But right now, it's in the 20s. It's at 28%.
Yeah.
He's got to step on it if he wants to get to 37 or even somewhere in the realm of respectability.
Ryan Lentz. Shout out. He does a lot of the graphics for Woodward Sports. He does a lot of the YouTube clips as well. Shout out to him. He made a great point that kind of leans towards your point. He says you'll never see Luka drop 4 points.
And that's the thing. Cade Cunningham, obviously, you're allowed to have bad nights when you're in year 2. And the team still isn't quite what we need it to be. Because I think Cade Cunningham will really benefit from better teammates and more developing teammates. But 4 points on 1 of 11, 0 3-pointers made, that is a type of game that you don't see that you've never seen out of guys who end up being superstars. And the fact that I saw it from Cade last night in a game that I think was fairly winnable if you get an even regular bad game out of Cade Cunningham, I wouldn't say disturbing, but it really made me raise my eyebrow. And it kind of made me a little bit angry last night. That game really kind of pissed me off.
What up, Stick? You're shaking your head.
I got to get in my old man bag here. Like, you young kids and your whiplash reactions to one damn game is out of control. One game, and you're going to sit here and say, I'm worried about Cade Cunningham. There's 82 games in the season. He's bound to have a couple duds here and there. And so it's going to happen throughout his career. It happened with all the great basketball players of all time. Kobe had bad games. Jordan had bad games. LeBron has had bad seasons.
No, he never had the F out of here. You're just a hater, Stick. Stop it. I know you're just trolling there.
The infamous 9-point game in the NBA Finals.
Yeah, that was a bad...
does that mean LeBron is awful and can't do it, Sam?
No, because LeBron has obviously shown us over a full career to be one of the greatest basketball players who has ever lived. And I'm not
so let me look up LeBron's sophomore season stats, and if he ever had one bad game, I can project he's not going to make it.
I'm not talking about one bad game. I'm talking about the fact that his shooting percentage and his three-point percentage wasn't good last year, and it's even worse this year. His three-point percentage is in the 20s. His field goal percentage is 41%. Those are not good numbers. Those were last year type numbers. I expected to see more out of him. I never overreact over one bad game because to me, it's about the totality of what you do, and the totality of what Cade Cunningham has done over the last 12 games, I think has left a little bit to be desired. He hasn't been terrible. He's had good stretches, but I want to see more consistency. And when you have a game that bad combined with a few other games that were pretty bad, combined with the first 3 games of the season that were pretty bad, your numbers are going to reflect it, and they are, unfortunately.
Hey, what are young players traditionally?
Inefficient. They're
inconsistent too, right?
Inconsistent and inefficient.
Well, there you go, Flannel Sam. Mystery solved. He's young.
Okay, but you're not supposed to see those type of bad games like 1 of 11 offers. Come on, Stick.
It happens. It happens to Kobe, bro.
In 2018, Luka Doncic on November 30th scored 6 points in the game where he played 32 minutes.
So he'll never make it in the league.
Well, he's obviously showed us very different. And Luka Doncic, I think even from the beginning, you saw that he was a different animal, even from a guy like Cade Cunningham. No disrespect to Cade Cunningham. I still think he's going to be great. But Luka Doncic is transcendent. And I'm not sure if I see that from Cade Cunningham, whereas before the season, I would have bet the house that he was going to be that transcendent superstar. I picked him to be an all-star this season. I don't think he is anymore. I'm just not seeing it yet. Can he develop into it? Absolutely, but I expected more of a leap, and he still has time.
Yeah. As I say, it's 12 games in. I do admit that's the one thing I'm looking for this season is the 3-point shot. We do have Kyle on the line calling in to talk about the Detroit Pistons. I think I just have to click this button right here. Did that work, JB? Kyle, you there?
Hey, Easy, how are you? It's good to hear your voice.
What up, Kyle?
Hey, the other folks might know me better as the away fan, but
what up, man?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's me. Hey, guys, 900 miles away, but still one of your biggest fans. I appreciate the hard work that each and every one of you do, as well as the gentlemen behind the cameras who make it all happen. Those guys, they're the real masterminds behind the project. So big thanks, big shout-out to all of them.
Shout out.
Firstly, I wanted to talk a little bit. I know just a quick thing about the Red Wings. Tonight we've got the Rangers at 7 o'clock. We're at home. This one's going to be a barn burner, and I can tell you that because the Rangers are desperate. They haven't been doing as hot as they normally do. And I'm thinking this one's going to be a great game. Now, of course, we do have a gentleman named Jonathan Berggren, rather, who is a highly touted prospect, one of my personal favorites at training camp. And he'll be joining the squad for the first time. So I'm hoping to see some good development out of him tonight. Number 52, make sure you watch for him tonight.
Kyle,
but yeah, I just wanted to call and say thank you guys very much. I appreciate you.
Appreciate you, Kyle. Do you have anything on the Pistons before you go, or?
What's that?
Did you have anything on the Pistons before we let you go?
One more quick thing. I just got a call from my little brother, and it turns out I'm going to be an uncle come May.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thanks for calling in, brother.
Yeah,
appreciate you.
So, yeah, I appreciate you guys. Keep up the good work, and we'll talk again soon. Godspeed, Spider-Man.
Thanks, Kyle. Appreciate you. I should have had him shout out his brother. I apologize. That's my bad. But congratulations, right, Kyle. Shout out to the Way fan. Red Wings talk. Just throw it in there. I see what you're trying to do, Away fan. I see what you're trying to do. Maybe we'll try to squeeze in it towards the end of the show. But the Cade situation, to the 3-point thing, I obviously brought up Luka's bad game 2018, and they do happen because he has more of those, but they're closer to around 11 points. And I fully admit, obviously at this point, I'd say that Luka does look more transcendent, or even at that point in his career, look more transcendent than what Cade Cunningham showed us thus far. But I will say, it is 12 games in. I do agree. I do want to see it, but I think a lot of that has to do, and I'm just trying so hard not to push this narrative because, like, time will tell. And I'm trust me, I want to be wrong about it, but like the Cade and Ivy thing, that's where I'm at with it, though, because I think Cade can get there. I don't know if he'll ever shoot 37%, but I definitely think he's a better 3-point shooter than he's shown like thus far this year. And I think it's just them just trying to like tinker with things, get things together. That's what I'm attributing it to, at least. I don't think Cade's taking a step back this year. I think the numbers may suggest that, but I think you have to get the context of like him having an entirely like new team around him.
And that is fair. And I think by the end of the season, Cade's numbers will get better. They will reflect a player who has vastly improved. And when it comes to Cade and Jaden Ivey, they might not be a perfect fit. I see what you're saying, Eazy, but we've also seen them play pretty well together in spurts on the court. Last night, like I said earlier, was just a very extreme example. And I don't think we're going to continue to see that kind of a disparity between Cade and Jaden Ivey. But when you have a game like last night, questions do arise about the fit. Because you're right, Jaden Ivey just happens to play his best game as a pro when Cade Cunningham plays his worst game as a pro. That's not a good sign, but it might not be a sign of things to come. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and again, it's just one game.
Yes.
But we know Cade, last year, and even this year too, he's a guy like takes time for him to get rolling, but once he gets rolling, he can get hot, as we've seen those Atlanta games. But if Ivey's hot, you got to let him be hot, because he's transcended too. He can be elite too. That's what I've never doubted him being great. It's just like, who do you let take the game over? You know what I'm saying? Especially when they both could be. And the reason why I prefer Cade to be that situation, I just think he's the better playmaker. You know what I'm saying? In terms of getting shots for other guys.
I think Cade Cunningham, despite what I've said earlier, does have superstar potential. To me, Jaden Ivey is going to be the sidekick, like the number 2. And if that works out, you don't think so?
No, it's going to be the other way around.
You really think so?
You're going to see it.
I could see it. To be honest with you, Jaden Ivey last night, please, because I know I'm considered the Jaden Ivey hater, but Jaden Ivey last night looked phenomenal when he went on that little bit of a run. When he was getting in the groove with Duren, he was getting Duren his shot. Duren had to finish with dunk. He was getting to the rim himself and to the paint and doing what the hell he wanted. And as you said, Stick, the speed. I've never seen it in the Pistons jersey my entire life. Even when we had Hill and those guys, I wasn't old enough to remember it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's truly something special. So I could see both, but if it's going to be the case, Cade's got to shoot better.
And think about the strategy behind that too. You give the ball to Ivey earlier in the possession. You whittle down the clock, maybe 8 seconds, then you give it up to a guy like Cade who's slow and methodical and can get to his spot when he needs to. If you reverse that and you give it to the slower, methodical guy first, and then you got to toss it off to the athletic guy and hope he makes a play, the defenses can crunch in on him a lot easier. So I like the option of Ivey being the premier ball handler, bringing the ball up the court, initiating the offense, and then when things go to hell, you give it to cool, calm, collected Cade, and now we're rolling.
I don't know, but to me, Cade Cunningham is a true point guard. With Jaden Ivey, I think he's more of a shooting guard who can also handle the ball.
Positions don't matter in the NBA anymore, though. There is no true point guard. There is no true small forward. There is no true power forward. There is no true center anymore.
I think he's just saying more so it's like the formula of like a basketball game, the way it's going to work out. You have one guy facilitating, one guy scoring. Is that
y'all sound old?
No, I no, to some extent you are right.
I just want to know what. No.
I do think Cade Cunningham is clearly the better facilitator. But I will say this. Coming into the season, I didn't have super high expectations for Jaden Ivey's rookie year. I thought he was going to struggle with consistency and he was going to struggle shooting the ball. But I think he's had a very good rookie year. I think we're all happy with what he's done. I think he's clearly the third best rookie in the NBA right now. And I'll take it. So for somebody who hasn't exactly been high on the whole Jaden Ivey can be a superstar crowd, but with rookie numbers like this, it could happen. Do I think it'll happen? No, but am I ruling it out completely? Absolutely not. And I would love it for it to happen, by the way, because I want the Pistons to do well. I want all the teams to do well, whether you guys believe it or not.
Exactly. I'm the same way. Like, people call me an Ivy hater. I'd love to be wrong about that situation.
He's our guy.
You want to know why he's so damn good, though?
Why is he so damn good?
How he's so damn fast?
Why is he so damn fast?
He drinks Citron before every single game. Citron's official energy drink of the Detroit Red Wings, and right now Citron's combined all 3 of the delicious flavors into a limited edition 6-pack sampler box. Try Citron's great tasting Cranberry Classic, the sugar-free, all-in-one pack. Pre-order your Citron 6-pack sampler box today at CitronWorld.com/Red Wings. Get energized with Citron, and let's go Red Wings.
Thanksgiving is all about family and friends. That's why Woodward Sports wants to send you and your crew front row for the Thanksgiving Day football game.
Easy there. Hey, it's Thanksgiving. Shouldn't you be in Detroit losing a football game right now?
That's right. You and 3 people that you're thankful for sitting in row number 1. so close you can hear the action, smell the excitement, and taste the glory of Detroit football. All you have to do to enter is retweet or share our post on Twitter and IG and tag 3 of your friends or family. If all 3 of those people are following Woodward Sports 2 and we pick your name, you and your crew will all get the best seats inside Ford Field. So hop on Twitter and Instagram and tag your crew. And we'll see you Thanksgiving Day at Ford Field. Brought to you by Lady Jane's and Custom Health Centers.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
What's a winter wonderland if you can't shop, eat, and play? Lucky for you, you can do it all at the Downtown Detroit Markets, Cadillac Lodge, and the new winter version of the Monroe Street Midway, all located just across the street from Campus Martius Park. Find the fun at deckedoutdetroit.com.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
The official meat supplier of the Woodward Sports Network, The Butchery. Meats, eats, and treats. Sandwiches to die for, Wagyu meats, and artisan breads inspired by the legend Chef Dave. Only the best of the best for our meat-loving customers. An old-school butcher shop for a new-school perspective. Call 248-682-COWS. Yes, 248-682-COWS. Or order online at thebutchery.com and get yourself some good meats.
What up, though? Welcome back to the World Heavyweights live on WoodSports.com. I'm your boy Eazy, joined by my man Flannel Sam. Filling in for my guy Spin More Rex. Get well, Papa Rex. We got Stick in the TD booth. If you guys don't know, Young Chris, a.k.a. artist formerly known as Young Sus, is in Chicago. He's enjoying himself, having a good time. He actually just hopped in the Woodward Sports chat. He said he wants to call in. So, depending on how wasted he is, maybe we allow that. I don't know. We got JB Smooth with the 1s and 2s. But for the meantime, it's time to talk Lions. Let's give the people what they want.
People what they want.
Although I don't know if this is what they want. Justin Fields has been a menace as a running quarterback. He is second only behind Lamar Jackson this year. I think it was 602 yards total. Lamar was 635, so even only 30 yards behind him. Flannel Sam, I know you got the numbers. Do the Lions have any shot, any faith at all this weekend against Justin Fields?
Not against Justin Fields. Absolutely no shot against him, because the thing about Justin Fields that a lot of people are starting to understand is he is turning into a problem. Yeah. And ever since his slow start to the season, it seems like the Bears and him and the coaching staff and his weapons have really kind of gotten it together. It's not just that he's averaged 67 yards per game this season. It's that in the last 4, he has averaged 102 per game as a quarterback.
Yeah.
Those are some pretty insane numbers. And we all know that the Lions tend to struggle with quarterbacks who can run. I mean, look how they did against Jalen Hurts earlier on in the season. Look how they did against Aaron Rodgers last week.
Yeah.
The Lions have trouble with maintaining their rushing lanes. In their losses, you see several cases where, especially last week, even Aaron Rodgers, they allowed a 3rd and 17 scramble against the Eagles. Jalen Hurts pretty much ran it all up and down the field. So I think the Lions want no part of Justin Fields, even as a thrower. Justin Fields, what people don't even realize, too, is as a thrower he has improved. In 3 out of his last 5 games, he has a passer rating over 100. In his last 5 games, he has 8 touchdowns and 2 picks. Justin Fields is a problem. He has figured it out. And I think the Lions, unfortunately, are in for a long day.
I'm 100% in agreement. As much as it grosses me out to say, because I hate no team in professional sports and collegiate sports and anything, and Everdom, more than I hate the Chicago Bears. If I were allowed to say a certain word, I'd say it right before the Bears. Because F the Bears. I hate them so much, but Damn, do I have to be realistic when talking about Justin Fields and this team stopping him? We are horrible against quarterbacks, Sam. As you said, we went off Jalen Hurts, 90 yards against us. Even Carson Wentz, 23 yards against us. Geno Smith, who traditionally we took away the scrambling term from him, is he's just a pocket passing backup who can run if he needs to. Geno Smith, 49 yards, and a touchdown on us. Aaron Rodgers, 38-year-old Aaron Rodgers, although he used to dab a little bit in scrambling, was the leading rusher for the Green Bay Packers this past weekend. We are bad. One thing for certain, we are awful against scrambling quarterbacks, and I am damn nervous because, dare I say, Justin Fields is turning the page in terms of running quarterbacks, rushing quarterbacks. Great, elite. In today's game, in this season at least.
As a runner, he absolutely is.
Yeah.
As a runner, he is the second best running quarterback after Lamar Jackson, just as a runner of the football. But what should scare you even more, it's not just Justin Fields. They are leading the NFL in rushing yards per game. Khalil Herbert is balling. He's got about 586 yards rushing on 6 yards per carry. And the Lions, you've seen it in some games this year where they have struggled to stop the run. Remember what Rashad Penny did to the Lions. And I personally think that the Bears are just going to run it up and down the field against the Lions. I know that the Lions are coming off of a game, their best defensive performance of the year. And that is something to build off of, and I want them to build off of it. But they're going into Soldier Field against a team that can run outside on the road where Dan Campbell has never won a game as a Lions head coach. I still think this is going to be a long day, unfortunately.
In all fairness, there's lots of places Dan Campbell hasn't won a game as a head coach. For being honest, just hasn't won quite at all, really.
And look at the Lions too. When you put them outside, how bad they look. It's not even just road games. Every time they play outside, their offense just looks stuck in the mud. Their defense can't stop. I'm not excited about this game. I think we're going to our funeral.
I do have one way, I guess, to possibly spin that into a positive.
Okay.
But before I get to that, I do want to get my guy, Chris. He's in Chicago. He's enjoying his time. There's a reason why we have Stick in the TD booth. Shout out to Stick for filling in. Young Chris, are you there?
What up, Del?
Are you sober?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
What up, gentlemen? How you doing? How's the show? How's the heavy?
They're good, man. What inspired you to call in? Was it the Pistons talk?
I missed you. I missed you guys.
Oh, he is drunk.
He's
for sure.
Sauce, you got something to add to the show, or you just calling to talk?
I was calling to chat with some friends. No. Last night, Cade's game was terrible, man. It was absolutely terrible. But like Stick said, I gotta say, man, there's some magic in that TD booth because they're always right. Stick is right. Cade is it's one game. He's inconsistent. I say it all the time. Listen, young guards is the quickest way to lose, and having two young guards is that you're gonna have those games. So, don't even trip about it. The 3-point percentage, I am with you though on that. Easy, it is starting to get a little scarier by the day. He should definitely be in the mid-30s, for sure. Especially when he doesn't take a lot of the pull-up threes that Luka takes, the nasty off the dribble step back threes. He really doesn't do too many of those to the degree that Luka does. So he should shoot the same percentage or around the same percentage as Luka from three because his threes are not as tough and as high of a volume as Luka's.
That's a good point too, actually. I didn't even think to consider that.
But it's not even that he's not in the mid-30s, Chris. He's in the 20s. That's not acceptable right now. And it's not just one game. He had a bad start to the season. He's had a few bad games before that or below average games. Does that worry you at all?
No, because, he might be one of those guys like Chris Paul. Chris Paul always plays himself into shape. Chris Paul starts the season. Now, he doesn't start like that, but Chris Paul typically, his best production is usually towards the end of the season. He kind of plays himself into shape. Same with James Harden. Some players are like that. Now, for Cade, it's not a shape thing. It might just be a get your flow going thing. Because, like you said, Easy, those Atlanta games. Cade is the guy when he makes one or two, then it turns into four of five or 5 of 7.
Gets nasty.
Cade, when he gets going and he gets his rhythm, he's on point. But it takes him a while, and I do think that is something that you can honestly say or expect from him now. Is right now he is a little bit I hate to use the word because it's volatile, but like streaky. Like he is streaky right now.
It's just the truth at this point, though. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Nothing wrong with that.
and that's fair, Chris, because you did see it from Cade Cunningham at the end of last year. His month of March, I've said it many times on the show before I get labeled a Cade Cunningham hater. He was one of the best point guards in the NBA for that month. And he played with Marvin Bagley last year, and this year Marvin Bagley hasn't played yet. So I'm looking for Cade Cunningham to bounce back. I need Cade Cunningham to bounce back.
Me too.
But there is evidence to what you're saying. That's a very good point by you, sir.
Appreciate you, Chris. Thank you for calling in.
Thank you, man. Thank you, man. Always. I'll call in. I'm not drunk right now. I haven't started drinking yet, but I could call in for the final 10 minutes of Friday. We could get wild.
All right, we'll have you do the custom health read because everyone's begging for it in the Woodward Sports chat.
Flannel Sam, I got some stats for you, and I want you to tell me if this player is good or bad just based off the stats. This is all in 1 year, all right? 24 minutes, 9 points. 27 minutes, 11 points. 27 minutes, 6 points. 32 minutes, 9 points. 33 minutes, 11 points. 32 minutes, 10 points. 31 minutes, 9 points. I'm not even going to get to rebounds and assists and all that. But would you say that player is not a good player because they had that many bad games in a season?
I would say it depends on how he's shooting the basketball. If he's maybe taking 4 or 5 shots a game, I would think, yeah, maybe he's just not an offensive player. But if he's just having those like 2 for 10 games back to back to back, it all depends on efficiency at that point. If you're just talking
3
points.
of 13, 23%. 3 of 14, 21%. 4 of 12, 33%. 1 of 6, 16%. 2 of 11. And then if I want to switch over to three-pointers, 1 of 3, 33%, 1 of 5, 200, 1 of 4, 250, so on and so on, 0 of 5, 0 of 3. So there's your stats. Good or bad player?
Horrific.
Chauncey Billups.
Okay, but Chauncey Billups, you saw it.
Not a good point guard, apparently.
I'm not saying he wasn't a good point guard. He did have trouble shooting with his shooting efficiency, although
Mr. Big Shot, yep.
Although his three-point percentage was pretty good. I'm just saying it's more about the totality of what you do over a season, over a playoff season, over a playoff series. You're going to have bad games.
Well, you kind of might have made his point, though, because your question is Cade going to be a superstar we think he's going to be? And was Chauncey necessarily a star? I know he got a championship. I know he loved
Finals
him here.
MVP.
No, yeah, I know he's got that.
Number 3 overall pick.
That was the best 5 alive, though. We'll discuss when we come back. Tell us about Guardian Alarm, Flannel Sam.
All right, Guardian Alarm keeps you safe and gives you peace of mind. Whether you're at home or on the road, they're 24/7 local monitoring. Make sure what is important to you is safe. Call 1-800-STAY-OUT for peace of mind. Again, that is call 1-800-STAY-OUT right now and let Woodward Sports know we sent you.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for 4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Krogers, and if you wanna know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You can get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
Life is full of hard choices. We're here to make one of life's biggest decisions as simple as possible. My name is Christina Gennari, and for over 20 years, I've helped hundreds of families buy and sell homes. We cover all of Metro Detroit and more, from large luxury homes to starter homes. We will work hard to make sure that you get the home of your dreams. So if you're in the market today or even thinking about buying or selling in the future, make the obvious choice. Christina Gennari, the obvious choice in real estate. Visit us at soldchristina.com today.
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
Custom Health. You want to lose some weight and do it the healthy way, and it's custom to you. That's why Ryan Armani is already down 15 pounds in like 2 weeks. Dude is walking around here like a peacock, just strutting, baby. Looking good, feeling good, sexy as all hell, and that's you too. Gary lost 62 pounds. If you're fighting that struggle, call 844-789-8446. That's 844-789-8446. Get your custom health journey underway.
What up, though? Welcome back to the World Heavyweights live on WoodwardSports.com. I'm your boy Eazy, joined by my man Flannel Sam. filling in for Spin Mo Rax. He's dealing with some family stuff, take care of his pops. Shout out to Papa Rax. Stick filling in for Young Sus, who's having a good time in Chicago. He just called in, brought basketball back up, so I think we might carry on that conversation. JB smooth with the ones and twos. I think Stick might have made your point. Although I'm a Cade guy. I don't want us to get labeled as like people who are calling Cade bad or a bust or anything near that. I still love Cade Cunningham. Don't get it twisted. I'm always going to root for my fellow light-skinned superstars. But I think Stick might have made your point because as great as Chauncey was, a champion and a Finals MVP, would you have put him in your superstar threshold that we were actually discussing about in the back?
No, of course he wasn't a superstar. He was obviously one of the most important players in Pistons history, but he was not a superstar. That's why before this season, when we're talking about Cade Cunningham, I think it was almost a foregone conclusion that he would be better than Chauncey Billups throughout the totality of his career. And I still think that will happen. And it also didn't help that Chauncey Billups had a couple other stints before he came to the Pistons where he was, I'd say, below average to average. And Cade Cunningham has kind of come right out the bat and been a very, very good player.
Yeah. Now, to defend you...
You're proving my point, bro.
To defend you, to break your fall, Chauncey, to everybody before he gets called a hater and stuff like that, Chauncey's still a championship basketball player, a Finals MVP. So it's not necessarily a bad thing. You're just not saying you're not saying LeBron James. You're not saying Kevin Durant. Is that what you're trying to say? Is that what you're getting to?
Are people really getting bent out of shape of me saying Chauncey Billups wasn't a superstar?
Not Chauncey, but I'm relating it more so to Cade. Because Chauncey wasn't a superstar. I'll keep it a buck.
Cade is already trending higher than Chauncey was at this stage in his career.
And that's actually a great point, too.
No, and that's what I mean. Like, you're kind of making my point in that way. Like, yeah, we can look at a sophomore player who's 12 games into his second season and kind of throw him under the bus and say, hey, he's had a rough 12 games. But look at what happened to a Chauncey Billups who ended up blossoming later in his career. Yeah, Rick Pitino and Boston drafted him. They didn't like him. They shipped him out year one. He wound up in Minnesota, kind of found his game there. So, like, that's my point. Chauncey Billups is considered a great point guard in the NBA lore. I mean, he's an NBA final MVP. That doesn't happen often with point guards. He's the guy. And Cade is already trending better than him. So what? Like, why are we panicking?
I'm not panicking. The only thing I guess I will say I'm panicking on, and I'm not even actually panicking on it. It was just something I thought that could improve even from last year was the three-point shot. Just the consistency of the three-point shot. That's where I'm at with it, especially if you're going to be playing alongside a Jaden Ivey. I may bitch and complain that I wanted Benedict Mathurin, but Jaden Ivey is more than a second-place award. Jaden Ivey is still a fantastic player, but if him and Cade are going to work, one of those guys needs to knock down the three-point shot consistently.
And that's the thing. None of them can consistently right now. We didn't expect it from Jaden Ivey, to be fair. And I don't even know if we necessarily expected it from Cade Cunningham. I just didn't expect for his three-point percentage to get worse. And for the record, I still believe in Cade Cunningham long-term. I am glad that Cade Cunningham is the point guard of the Detroit Pistons. I just think sometimes I kind of live in a Pistons echo chamber where no matter what, it's just Cade is him. Cade is great. Cade is transcendent already after just a very, very good rookie year and then 4 really, really great games in the middle of this season. But the totality of his career would say that he's more up and coming than already a star. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, that's fair. That's fair. You're not putting a final stamp on it. You're concerned about the start of the season, I guess. Is what I'm getting.
And I think it's okay to be a little bit concerned. I don't think we should just write it off as like, Cade will just figure it out. Do I think he will? Absolutely. But I don't think it should excuse some of the games that we've seen. It should excuse the fact that his three-point percentage is in the 20s. It should excuse the fact that his field goal percentage is still 41%, just like it was last year, which is not a good percentage, people. That's all I'm saying. I am buying Cade Cunningham long term, but right now there are some things that you can sort of criticize him for. It's okay. I'm not hating.
I know I'm kind of putting you on the spot here, but who in year 2 was a superstar?
I would say LeBron, someone like that. And I know that LeBron is sort of an alien. Michael Jordan, I know he had that was the year where he got hurt, where he was injured and missed 63 games. Magic, I would say Magic, Luka, Larry Bird, people like that. And I know Wilt Chamberlain.
It's pretty good company.
No, I know. We're talking about some of the all-time of the all-times. And I understand that. I just think to me, it's not a foregone conclusion that Cade Cunningham is this superstar, is this for sure can't miss. I think it's a foregone conclusion that he is a very, very good point guard. He'll probably make multiple All-Stars. But some of these games and the totality of this season has given me some cause to pause. And you also have to remember that I'm surrounded by people who just want to basically drink his bathwater no matter what he does. That's all I'm saying. You know it's true. All the Woodward Pistons people. I'm not going to call you out by name, but like the propagandists at Woodward Pistons.
Shots fired.
One of them will be sitting in my seat tomorrow.
Oh my! And that sucks. We don't have you tomorrow to even have that. You guys have that debate. Can I ask you this though?
Yeah.
Because you're saying games. You're giving it a plural. Last night was his the low of the season. What are the games? I guess if you this might not be fair to put you on the spot for, but what are the games off the top of your head would you be referring to that you're also disappointed in?
I'm talking about the way he started the season, the first 3 or 4, and the few before that. He has had a 7 of 19 and an 8 of 21.
Do you want me to read them off real quick?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Game 1, 18 points. Game 2, 15. I'd say 15. You're probably looking at Kate. Come on, you do better than that. 22 after that. 19 following that. Then he went on the stretch. 26, 35, 23, 27. And then Milwaukee let it dud with 10. And then 19, 21, and then 4.
So why don't we take it back to grade school math, the median, right? We take away the high, we take away the low, and then we average out the middle. And he's doing well. He's trending well.
Yeah. No, I'm still in the K. I think you're still in the K wagon too. I guess yeah. What is?
I'm Cade Cunningham.
I'm Cade Cunningham.
No, I absolutely am, and he is trending well. And that's where I'm probably going to end it. He's trending well. He's not automatically a superstar right now. I hope he is. He has to be for the Pistons to get where they want to go.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. You just say pump the brakes a little bit.
Yes.
Oh, and then I'm okay with that. I love Cade. Cade's a budding star. He's I can't say call him a star yet. I mean, we'll see, man. It's only 12 games in. Maybe you don't think he'll end up being a star this season, or you're just chilling?
I have to see it. Because in a totality of a season, we saw a very, very good rookie year, and then we've seen a start that leaves a little bit to be desired. I mean, I guess you could say his month of March, that was kind of his coming out party where you could see him play like a star for a long period of time, but I need to see it for a season. And personally, I think that he will, but there are no guarantees in life. That's kind of what I'm saying. And he could just as easily have some of the same struggles that he's had for this part of his sophomore year and pretty much almost his whole rookie year. You could still see those come up. He's still a second-year player.
Okay, I'm not tripping. I guess I see where you both are, and maybe it's just not even that much of an argument because you're just saying he's going to be a star. You're just not ready to call him that yet. Stick saying, are you saying he's a star right now, Stick? Is that...
No, I'm saying he's trending that way, so why are we panicking? If you want to wait a season to judge him, wait the season, then judge him.
In contrast, that game's way worse than any of the other ones to couple them together, because that one's way uglier than, you know what I'm saying?
No, that was way on the far end.
It's like that one time we were at Fifth Ave, and there was that group of girls, and there was one that was passable, and the other one's oh.
And who'd they send over? The passable girl.
Yes, they did. They did. We got set up that night. Had a good time though.
Hey man, the heavyweight girls were in the house too. What's up, heavyweight girls?
Yes, we love all sizes and flavors.
You couldn't even get that sentence out.
Heavyweights can be picky, man. All right. We just went basketball crazy. That's insane because Sus is a big basketball guy. Spinny's a big basketball guy, and we've never went that basketball heavy into a show. That was impressive. They're probably pissed right now.
They probably are pissed. I actually kind of feel bad for Sus and Spencer. But to me, that kind of speaks to the fact that, in my opinion, last night's game, to me, it kind of had visceral reactions from me. And I think that's why there's a lot to talk about from that game. It's multi-layered because you could say that Jaden Ivey and Jalen Duren, for the record, they played really well. And those are two rookies that you're glad to see. You're glad to see getting some quality minutes and living up to at least where they were drafted. But you also see a Cade Cunningham who did not play really well. You also see the overreaction to one Killian Hayes good game where, speaking of Woodward...
talk about
speaking of Woodward Pistons Twitter, some of the reactions I was seeing from just a couple of decent Killian Hayes plays from some of the guys like Jeff Iafrate, Kool-Aid, Sean Murphy, for the record... Killian's in his bag right now. He doesn't have a bag.
Good play.
He sucks. 4, 2, and 3 on 26% from the field and 20% from 3. Killian Hayes is morbid. I know he lived in France when he was younger. Maybe he could play in a professional league in France. Killian Hayes is useless, and I'm so tired of all the defending of him when he has one good game. Even from people like you, Stick. I've seen you do it. Killian Hayes is washed. He's worthless. Get off my court.
So if you're going to call me out by name, we could go back to the Woodward Pistons initial draft party where I am screaming to the hills, Tyrese Halliburton! And then we draft Killian Hayes. But once he's on the squad, I support him, man. Like, I think he's a solid defender, and I think if he can hit that three-point corner shot, which is so crucial to the KC offense, he could be a valuable resource. Is he going to be a starting guard on our team or on the Pistons anytime soon? Hell no. We've covered that with Ivy and Cade. It's going to be tough to break that guard rotation. But if he could be a Lindsey Hunter off the bench, if he could be a Mike James off the bench and provide us with a defensive spark, I'm all for it, man. I don't throw people out as easy as you do. I want to give him a chance, man. He's a young kid.
Remember when I nicknamed Killian Hayes for his first 2 years 30-20? Now he's 20-20, and I'm not talking about the ABC investigative journalism show. I'm talking about Killian Hayes' shooting splits. And speaking of Tyrese Halliburton, do you know how he's doing? 21.6 points, 10 assists on basically 50, 40, 90 splits.
Those are big boy numbers.
That is pretty good.
Tell us about Big Boy.
Absolutely. Speaking of Big Boy numbers, how about Big Boy? For a limited time only, all new burgers and loaded fries are at Big Boy. It's not just a Slim Jim, it's the Big Jim. The chili cheese is such a tease. Guess what else is new? The Bacon Blue. How about upgrading those fries? Chili cheese fries, baked potato fries, nacho fries. Satisfy those taste buds at Big Boy.
Thanksgiving is all about family and friends. That's why Woodward Sports wants to send you and your crew front row for the Thanksgiving Day football game.
Easy there. Hey, it's Thanksgiving. Shouldn't you be in Detroit losing a football game right now?
That's right, you and 3 people that you're thankful for sitting in row number 1. So close you can hear the action, smell the excitement, and taste the glory of Detroit football. All you have to do to enter is retweet or share our post on Twitter and IG and tag 3 of your friends or family. If all 3 of those people are following Woodward Sports too, and we pick your name, you and your crew will all get the best seats inside Ford Field. So hop on Twitter and Instagram and tag your crew. And we'll see you Thanksgiving Day at Ford Field. Brought to you by Lady Jane's and Custom Health Centers.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
When you need apparel, there's only one place to go. Big Frog in Novi. With no setup fees, no artwork fees, no minimum, and a 24-hour turnaround, you can have your whole team outfitted in no time. Embroidery, direct-to-garment, vinyl, and screen printing, Big Frog has it all in all the styles you want. So whether it's a sports team, fundraiser, school event, or corporate needs, Big Frog is your one-stop destination. Visit bigfrog.com/Novi or call 844-4-BIG-FROG.
Get a shot up. This is for the win. All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
Yeah, you don't want that butt crack full of sand, but you want that tan. There's only one place to go. That is Chili Peppers Tanning. You go in. They got the hottest bulbs. They got the hottest deals. And I got to give them a massive shout out. Detroit Dog Rescue got broken into. A lot of damage caused, about $20,000 worth of damage. And you know what Chili Peppers Tanning did? They stepped up. They collected money, and they donated over $2,000 to Detroit Dog Rescue yesterday. So it's good people there. Local people. Help out good people. Help out local people. Make sure you go to Chili Peppers Tan.
What up, though? Welcome back to Woodward Heavyweights live on WoodwardSports.com. I'm your boy Eazy, joined by my man Flannel Sam, filling in for my guy Spin Mo Rax, in which I King Horse in the WoodwardSports.com chat says, hope Spence's dad is all good and Spence doesn't steal all his meds and sell them to fish again. But
Percocet, Molly Percocet.
Stick brought up something during the break. You responded to it, and it got me a little bit fired up. It's more Pistons talk. It's crazy that both those guys aren't here. The show's gone all Pistons, but I'm not even gonna let those words come out of my mouth, Flannel Sam. You said you took a certain player that Stick brought up over Cade Cunningham.
Well, let's just add some context to this, because in the 2020 draft, the Pistons obviously selected Killian Hayes with their first-round pick, number 7 overall. A lot of people, Stick included, wanted Tyrese Halliburton, and he ended up going at number 12. And Tyrese Halliburton, like I said before, is having his coming out party this year, averaging 21.6, 10 assists on basically 50, 40, 90 shooting splits. He has been balling out. But one of the arguments for why Killian was an okay pick was because if you don't get Killian, if you don't take Killian, you might not get Cade Cunningham. My response to that is, I think even if the Pistons take Tyrese Halliburton, I think they're in the lottery the next year. And they might get maybe not as high of a pick of number 1, and even if they do get a number 1, they don't need a point guard. So I would feel a lot better about, say, a Tyrese Halliburton, Scotty Barnes pairing, or a Tyrese Halliburton, Evan Mobley, Tyrese Halliburton, Franz Wagner even. And to go in even one step further, are you guys sure that Cade Cunningham is going to project to be better than Tyrese Halliburton?
Come on, bro.
Have you seen him play this year? Have you seen how great Tyrese Halliburton has played this year? Have you seen 21, 50, 40, 90 splits? That is elite. That is what the all-time greats do. That's what the Ray Allens do, the Larry Birds, the Steph Currys. Tyrese Halliburton
He's
is
not
doing
that.
I know he's not that, but he's at least shooting the ball effectively. He's shooting the ball elitely. He's been balling out, man. Just look at the numbers. By the numbers, Tyrese Halliburton is the actual alternative all-star point guard this year out of the East.
But we're comparing that year 4 Tyrese Halliburton, correct?
That
to
would be
year 2 Cade Cunningham.
I think
and
it's-
if I'm looking at
yeah.
his year 2 splits while he was at the Kings, 14 points a game, 45% field goal, 40% 3 points, 3 rebounds.
No, and it's year 3, by the way. He split teams between the Kings and the Pacers. But that is a good point, by the way, that he has one more year of experience. I'm just saying that Tyrese Halliburton has taken such an exponential leap. He has found his basketball nirvana in Indiana, and he's playing great. He is shooting the ball at elite splits. And the one thing I've always said about Cade Cunningham, pretty much ever since he's been in the NBA, is he hasn't been very efficient. I was happy with how his rookie year went. I'm still fairly happy with how his second season has gone so far. But with everything except the shooting efficiency, which Tyrese Halliburton has in droves. And just for the record, the Pacers, we were talking about them possibly being a team that finishes below the Pistons. The Pacers are looking pretty good with Tyrese Halliburton at the helm, and Benedict Mathurin, for the record.
Benedict Mathurin, yeah. But you're my guy.
Yes.
I texted you the first guy I texted, come fill in today. No, bro. No. Cade, if oh my God. Halliburton's like, if they win a championship, the Pacers, Halliburton's like a 2. I'm saying he's the Robin. If Cade, both projections given, right, of like their maximum potential, what they'll be, I still think Cade's a better basketball player. I think you're more lenient on Cade and winning basketball games. And I think things are different now. Obviously, he's part of one of the youngest cores in the NBA, and they're sorting themselves out, getting adjusted. But like, I guess in comparison to Halliburton, I'm not telling you Halliburton's bad or anything like that. I think he's a Robin at the end of the day. Like, I think he's a guy you give the ball, when he's open, he's gonna knock it down. I don't think I'm not taking him over Cade Cunningham.
I'm not saying I for sure will. I'm just saying there's a conversation to be had, and to go back to the whole would you
But
rather.
in your core, like which one are you taking? Because you know the answer's not Halliburton, right? I mean,
I mean, let's look at the stats. Sam, I know you're a big stats guy. Yes. So in 2020 for the Kings, Halliburton played 30 minutes, averaged 13 points a game, 47% shooting, 40% three-pointers. 2021, 34 minutes a game, 14 points a game, right? So he goes 13, 14 in the next year. Cade has gone 17 and 20 already.
Yeah, and those are very impressive numbers, and I'm happy with how Cade has performed. But with Cade, my problem was always the efficiency. I know he was double-teamed a lot. I know that there were other factors involved with like his team around him. But at the same time, Tyrese Halliburton has taken the leap already that we think and project that Cade will, but we don't know. what I'm saying is Cade's start to the season has been a little bit more something to worry about for me than maybe other people think. And with Tyrese Halliburton, he has projected into somebody who is an elite playmaker, who's an elite shooter, an elite of an elite shooter. I know it's early on in the season, but Tyrese Halliburton, I think he's been even better than people like Stick even thought that he would be. And you've already seen it. With Cade, I
loved
sure.
him coming out of college. The one thing I will say, though, about Tyrese Halliburton and Cade, I actually forgot what I was going to say, but but between Tyrese Halliburton and Cade, do you think that has something to do with the change of scenery? Because when Halliburton was in Sacramento, he wasn't putting up good numbers. The minute he got to Indiana, that's when you really started to see a new Tyrese Halliburton. So do you think it's more of a kind of where he landed, where Cade is with this team, or then you think with a change of scenery, would Cade be better?
I mean, that's kind of that's an interesting question, because I did say at the beginning that Tyrese Halliburton has sort of found his basketball heaven with Indiana, and you do see how the pieces fit so well together, how a guy like Benedict Mathurin has kind of come along and exceeded expectations, even a guy like Miles Turner. I guess what I'm asking is, I don't even want to go there because I don't even want to think about it. Right now, are the Pistons the optimal fit for Cade Cunningham? They're obviously not a very good roster when you look at it as a whole. They're kind of up and coming. Mm-hmm. You hope that guys like Jaden Ivey, Sadiq Bey, Jalen Duren sort of measure out and are what we hope that they are. But right now, I can actually agree that maybe as presently constructed, this might not be the best roster to sort of take advantage of Cade Cunningham's talents, but we're looking for Cade Cunningham as a potential superstar to sort of rise above a little bit, which he has to some extent, but
to the question though, again, like if you're GM and you're doing like a fantasy draft, like they're expanding the league, you're starting a team, and you could take one player off of like each roster. All right, you're stuck with Cade and Tyrese. It's your time to pick.
I'm taking Tyrese Halliburton because of his elite shooting. 50, 40, 90. I'm a big fan of shooting efficiency. I know that, call me crazy. I like people who can shoot the ball at a 50, 40, 90 clip. Sue me. But that to me is very, very important. I take that into account, I think, more than some people, because we've seen it. Tyrese Halliburton is putting up shooting numbers that like Ray Allen, Steph Curry type. I know it's 12 games into the season, but dude is an elite shooter right now, or at least he's playing like it. And Cade Cunningham has been inefficient as a whole. I know.
I mean, I can't argue with the numbers you're bringing up, but to me, 21 and 9 assists this year, 40% shooting. That looks damn good. But like, I feel like if Cade, I'm not gonna say that Cade's gonna hit 40% 3-point shooting. To be honest with you, I don't think it projects that way right now, considering like the things we've seen. Does he hit maybe mid-30s? So I'll pray on it. I hope so. But I think Cade's final form wins you basketball games. Now I know the Pacers are 5-6 right now. There's a better record than the Pistons, 3-9. But like Halliburton's like one of those guys, I feel like, and I could be completely wrong. I don't watch a lot of Tyrese Halliburton. We actually had the discussion in the back. Mm-hmm. But I think like his final form still is like just a Robin. Like he the numbers will look elite. I don't even want to compare him to Russ, but Russ can put up elite numbers, but they're like kind of like empty at the end of the day when it comes to like winning basketball games, right? Like Halliburton, as impressive as his numbers have been, they've never attributed to like winning. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I don't think that they're empty because his shooting is so efficient. That's something that we talked about with Russell Westbrook. But for the record, I think there is a very good chance that Cade Cunningham projects to be more of a winning basketball player, a guy who gets
why you take Cade.
Others involved. But I guess my point is, and I know it's kind of maybe too early to say, I'm not positive that we will ever see Cade in his true elite form, or even if he has it. What we've seen from Tyrese Halliburton in the flesh, in games, is elite level shooting, 10 assists a game, 21.6 points per game. And I think him being on that team is helping a Pacers team that wasn't projected to be really well. I could see them maybe sneaking into a play-in game this year.
I thought that the case though for them this year. I know maybe others didn't. I thought they'd be better than us. I honestly expected us to be like kind of around like where we were like last year, if not like maybe like 4 or 5 games. But it is looking that way. But I don't know why we thought more of it. This is a really young team. You know what I'm saying? But like the numbers with Halliburton, I'm looking at them. My God, they are like they are impressive for like what? He's been in the league 3 years, 4 years?
Third year, yeah.
Third year. Like, I guess I get it. They're empty to me. I know that they look nice, and the 40%, especially from 3-point, that's elite. That's elite 3-point shooting, no question about it. But like, empty in terms of like, in the 3 years he's done that. All these impressive numbers, the impressive feats. He's been with the Kings lottery team. He's been with the Pacers lottery team. You know what I'm saying? Like he's a Robin to me.
He putting up them Ricky Davis numbers, baby.
Yeah, they're empty to me. I feel like Cade, like you said, you admitted yourself, like tributes more to winning.
But how much winning has Cade Cunningham done so far?
This is 12 games into his second
all this
year.
winning I'm seeing.
It's just 12 games to his second year.
I know, but it's 12 games into Tyrese Halliburton's third year. It's a little bit different, but not that crazy. All this big winning Cade Cunningham is doing, talking about a big winner. Like 23 games last year and 3 so far this year. And I don't want to be the Cade Cunningham hater. I think he is going to be great, but the amount of crowning, the amount of propaganda I hear amongst about every Pistons player, just slow down a little bit. You're allowed to criticize the lack of inefficiency. You're allowed to criticize an absolute dumpster fire abomination of a game last night. That should never happen to a player of that talent, ever, under any circumstances. It's okay. But I still project him to be very, very good, potentially great.
You know, there's a saying that you can say whatever you want, and if you say "but" right after it, everything you said before that is meaningless. So you saying Cade Cunningham can be great, but yeah, that guy sucks.
I never said he sucked. I just want to see a little bit more. I want to see some efficiency. But the Cade Cunningham hot streak, I do believe it's coming. We've seen it earlier on in the year. I absolutely believe it's coming. And I would love for everybody to roast me and be like, what are you saying now about Cade Cunningham? All I can do is call it like I see it. He has to be great for the Pistons to get where they want to go. And obviously that's great for me, that's great for all of us, that's great for the network, and that's what I want. I just think there's some criticisms that are fair. And it's also fair to look over at Tyrese Halliburton and be like, damn, we could have had that guy over Killian Hayes, not to bring that guy up again.
So you're rejecting Cade from the conversation. We'll get into it. I need time to digest this. Before that, tell us about the butchery, though.
Absolutely. The Butchery, meats, eats, and treats. Sandwiches to die for, Wagyu meats, and artisan breads inspired by the legend Chef Dave. Let Chef Dave and his team help you become a legend on the grill like him. Catering and bulk special orders are our specialty. Call 248-682-COWS. Yes, 248-682-COWS. Or order online at thebutcherysl.com.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
For a limited time only, all new burgers and loaded fries at Big Boy. It's not a Slim Jim, it's the Big Jim. The chili cheese is such a tease. Guess what else is new? The Bacon Blue. How about upgrading those fries? Chili cheese fries, baked potato fries, nacho fries. What will it be? Satisfy those taste buds at Big Boy.
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
It's time to talk about Swiss. Not the Detroit Lions defense, Swiss Insurance. Swiss Insurance Group and their employees are heavily involved in their community. It's very rewarding, but it comes with a great responsibility. If you sit on a local youth sports board, homeowners association, or volunteer coach, directors and officers insurance is a must. Make sure the kids, parents, and volunteers are all protected and call Swiss Insurance today. I don't know why I always do that. Let's do it. What up, though? Welcome back to Woodward Heavyweights live on WoodwardSports.com. I'm your boy Eazy, joined by my guys, Flannel Sam, filling in for Spin More Racks. I'm like sweating now. I don't even know how to respond to this. We got Stick in the TD booth. How did this become a Pistons show, by the way? This is crazy. I'm having fun, though. We're having fun. JB smooth the 1s and 2s. JB, feel free to hop on the casting couch when you want to, man. I know you wanted to earlier, but Tyrese Halliburton over Cade Cunningham, the numbers look nice.
Yes.
It is year 3 for Tyrese Halliburton. I've said the numbers are empty, in my opinion. I just feel like, and again, I don't watch much Tyrese Halliburton. I don't have NBA League Pass this year. Somebody shoot me, you log in. All right, my DMs are open. But can he take over a game the way we've seen Cade do it. Going back to the Hawks games, the Brooklyn game last year. Like, can Tyrese do that for you? Like, because you're saying you take Tyrese over Cade. Am I getting this correct?
I think as of now I would. And I know that sounds crazy. And to answer your question, yeah, we've seen Cade take over some games. And like I said before, I like Cade Cunningham. I think he's going to be great. But I don't know if I've seen Tyrese Halliburton really just like take over fourth quarters and everything. But my thing is, it's about the totality of what you do. When your numbers are that great, when your points and assist numbers and efficiency numbers are that great, it doesn't really matter how you get him. It doesn't matter when you get him. I just want that guy on my team. And I don't want a guy who shoots 41% from the field and 28% from three right now. That is Cade Cunningham, by the way. I need to see better out of him. What I haven't seen from Cade Cunningham, I have seen out of Tyrese Halliburton as far as just being an elite level shooter, a guy who averages 10 assists.
Can he take over games though? Like, can he like, hey, we need a bucket right here, Tyrese. Like, get her done for us.
Of course he can, because he's 21.6 on 50, 40, 90. Yes.
Yeah, Halliburton's a bucket, dude. Like, it's tough because Halliburton is trending the way we want to see Cade trend. I just think Cade started out further ahead in the race already. Like, Halliburton's getting to that 20-point-a-game average, but then you look at Halliburton's assists and rebounds. Rebounds are right on par, but assists is where he really messes Cade up. Like, Cade's averaging around like 5
this year.
He's got like 9 a game.
But he got a better cast around too, no? Like, I mean,
and he is picking up trash numbers. I'll be honest with that. Like, you play on a bad team, somebody's got to get the stats.
I mean, Greg Monroe we thought was good because he was the best player on a bad team.
Double, baby.
Are you really saying Greg Monroe and Tyrese Halliburton? Are you really saying they're like the same?
When you're on a bad team, you put up Kevin Love. People love Kevin Love. I thought Kevin Love was grossly overrated. Yes, he can shoot the three ball and he spread the floor for you, but I think most of his numbers come from being on a bad Timberwolves team. You see him calling the Cavs team, he then becomes a number 3. You know what I'm saying? Like, or at times, non-existent.
No, and I get it. Kevin Love, he was kind of that good stats, bad team kind of guy. It's just my definition of empty numbers is more if you put up 25 on maybe like 8 of 23 from the field. If you're shooting at as high of an efficiency level as Tyrese Halliburton, they're not empty because you're helping your team. You're not missing a ton of shots. And as far as the 10 assists goes, you're creating opportunities for others. It's just... my point is that it was almost staggering to see how well Tyrese Halliburton has actually played, and it made me think, would I rather have him than Cade? It sounds like JB wants to...
yeah.
Does he want to eviscerate me or no?
No. If anything, I just wanted to come on and make a smart-ass comment. Easy, I think, by the numbers, Flannel Sam is pissing you off because he's right.
He's right.
So by the numbers,
he is.
JV.
I was like ready to be heated, but then that's I told
like
you guys.
You can't argue with it.
I'm starting to sweat because I'm like, what's
just because we don't got the air on.
A-part to protect Rapidax Cavern. That's how I feel right now because like my world's coming down. Tyrese Halliburton, 21 points, 40%, over 40% from three, and then he's averaging 9.8 assists too. That's what's going on?
They should have listened to me. That's all I'm saying. They should have listened to me on draft night.
They should have. But then you're without Cade. But it's like, I don't know.
And I think that is the ultimate question. Would you rather have Cade Cunningham and Killian Hayes, or would you rather have Halliburton and a Scotty Barnes?
I'd probably say Halliburton and Scotty Barnes because Scotty Barnes, whether we like it or not, is a damn good player. And he had a damn good rookie year last year. So having two players, one of them the caliber of Tyrese Halliburton, who's taken the next step, and one the caliber of Scotty Barnes, who won the rookie of the year, even though most of us feel like he didn't deserve it. But he certainly deserved to be in the conversation versus a Cade Cunningham, who I think we all agree is going to be a very good player, probably a great player, but who's had some struggles, and a Killian Hayes who offensively might be the worst NBA player who ever lived. Seriously.
Yeah, come on.
Come on, dude.
4, 2, and 3 on 26
That's what you
and
said
20
about a
splits.
Hall of Fame Ben Wallace.
I think Killian Hayes is actually worse as an offensive player. So there you go, Ben Wallace. Take your flowers.
Oh my God, man.
Take your flowers.
I don't even know. Stick. I feel so bad for even putting you in this situation. I pray this stuff doesn't get clipped. I feel dirty thinking it too. Are you taking Halliburton over Cade?
No.
Okay.
No, there's a reason Halliburton slipped to 12 and Cade was the number 1 overall pick.
Yeah.
I mean, Halliburton, this is probably optimal Halliburton that we're seeing right now. He's never going to get above a 20 and 10 guy, which is, great. That's great.
Yeah.
But You saw his first 1.5 seasons in Sacramento. If Cade came out and did what he did in Detroit, in Sacramento, or what he did in Sacramento in Detroit, we would be jumping off the Belle Isle Bridge right now saying we drafted the wrong guy. And that's just facts. His rookie year, Halliburton did not look great. Halfway through his sophomore year, Halliburton did not look great. He really didn't take this leap until he got to Indiana, and that could just be a system thing. That could be people around him. That could be he is now the alpha and has to take all the shots. There's a lot of things that could go into it, but no way in hell. I don't think any basketball mind besides Sam, and it's a very, very interesting basketball mind, but nobody would redraft right now the league and Halliburton would go over Cade, period.
No, I mean, and that I'm not even sure if I would either, if I was just picking a draft 100%. I would lose a lot of sleep over it. It's just that Cade Cunningham, the inefficiency really, it just bothers me. The bad game last night just really bothers me to its core, and I think it means something, and that's kind of more my point. But to Stick's point too, there was a reason why he was the number 1 overall pick, because you project him to be an absolute superstar. And even though, Stick, I know that you were big on Halliburton coming out of the draft, did you think superstar from Tyrese Halliburton?
I did not see superstar. What I saw is a serviceable point guard. I saw a little bit. I'm spacing on his name right now. George, what was his name? Either way, the old point guard for the Spurs.
George Hill? George Hill?
Yeah, George Hill. That's what I saw when I saw Tyrese Halliburton play, and I thought that was going to be his peak. And he's trending better than George Hill. He definitely is, but that's what I saw body type-wise and play-wise.
Yeah, and I think we would all agree that Tyrese Halliburton, if his expectations were George Hill, to me he's like blown right past them, because I think Tyrese Halliburton is a guy who can be maybe a number 1 on a team that makes the playoffs. I don't know about number 1 on a championship team, because those guys are few and far between. And
do you think Cade could be the number 1 on a championship team?
I think at his absolute peak, I think so. God, it's so tough. Before the year, I would have said absolutely, just because of how he finished last season.
But after last night,
after the first 12 games of the season, I have a little bit of cause to pause. But Cade Cunningham, despite what I've said about him, he just does so many things so well. And I think he's the type of guy that can facilitate making others around him better. Although, I don't know how much you've seen it. I think Bojan Bogdanovic has benefited a little bit. I think, even to kind of counter your point earlier, has Jaden Ivey benefited a little bit from playing with Cade Cunningham, even if they're not the best fit.
We're doing it. This is now Woodward Pistons. Tell us about Planet Fitness. I don't even...
We are.
Well, before you do that, just interesting, in the WoodwardSports.com chat right now, we put up a poll. 58% would take Cunningham and Hayes over Halliburton and Barnes. Man. And we're talking to Pistons fans majority-wise.
Yeah.
But still, that's interesting that it's even that close. I thought it would be a blowout. But go ahead, Sam. Tell us about Planet Fitness.
Planet Fitness is home of the judgment-free zone, where you can work out in a non-intimidating, judgment-free atmosphere. Join today in club or online at www.planetfitness.com. Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
You don't have to read the www, boomer.
Thanksgiving is all about family and friends. That's why Woodward Sports wants to send you and your crew front row for the Thanksgiving Day football game.
Easy there. Hey, it's Thanksgiving. Shouldn't you be in Detroit losing a football game right now?
That's right, you and 3 people that you're thankful for sitting in row number 1. So close you can hear the action, smell the excitement, and taste the glory of Detroit football. All you have to do to enter is retweet or share our post on Twitter and IG, and tag 3 of your friends or family. If all 3 of those people are following Woodward Sports too, and we pick your name, you and your crew will all get the best seats inside Ford Field. So hop on Twitter and Instagram and tag your crew. And we'll see you Thanksgiving Day at Ford Field. Brought to you by Lady Jane's and Custom Health Centers.
Fellas, let's be honest. We like things to be easy. We like simple stuff, like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play. And before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
My name is Lee. I've lost 35 pounds on the Custom Health Center program. So the 3 biggest benefits that I've gotten from this program has been I'm not snoring anymore, I have a lot of energy, it's great, and oh, by the way, look at this. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding.
Call us at 844-789-THIN or visit CustomHealthCenters.com for a free consultation and get started for as little as $5 a day.
Get a shot up. This is for the win. All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
At Alta, uptime. Thank you.
Matters.
Alta Equipment has everything you need to get the job done. You got a big project coming up? Alta has you covered. Give them a call today at 844-GO-TO-ALTA. Again, that's 844-GO-TO-ALTA. Alta Equipment, where
Uptime
matters. What up, though? Welcome back to Woodward Heavyweights live on WoodwardSports.com. I'm your boy Eazy. I'm stressing going through it because Flannel Sam's filling in for Spin More Racks. And it's not because my guy Spin More Racks is in here, although I love him and I miss him. You put me through a tizzy with the Halliburton and Kate Cunningham thing. Stick in the TV booth. You guys are actually guys who brought that up. JB Smooth, the ones and twos. There's a Woodward Sports chat poll, WoodwardSports.com chat poll going on right now. It's would you rather have Halliburton and Barnes or Killian Hayes and Kate Cunningham? It's 59% Killian Hayes and Kate Cunningham. I attribute that to Pistons fans being in the chat because if you're truly like if you're starting like a starting 5 and you're going out there to win a championship, it's one game only. You're picking Halliburton and Barnes. I gotta say, no. I mean, is that not?
I think the big reason why people are picking Cade Cunningham and Killian Hayes, and I'm being serious, is because they think that Cade Cunningham is the best player of the 4, and he very well might be. And when NBA is a game of stars. If you have that guy, if you have that superstar, which we all think Cade Cunningham may be, that is that will end up being a good pick. I don't know, but at the same time, Tyrese Halliburton, what you've seen from him, his numbers.
I got something for you.
All right.
Numbers.
All right.
You got me by the numbers. You were right, JB. But I'm telling you, get your ass back. All right, because by the numbers.
By the numbers.
Tyrese Halliburton's career lows. You ready for this?
Yes.
33 minutes played, 0 points. 0 of 5 from field goal range, 0 of 3 from 3. That's 0 points.
Got him!
You're worried about Cade's projections. And I get it to the point of like the 3-point shooting. That's where I'm at with it. But that's 0 points out of your guy Halliburton. You're taking over my guy Cade. 2021. I'm sorry. 2 points and 29 minutes played. He was 1 for 5, 0 for 1 from 3. Another 2-point game, 1 of 3, 0 for 1. Another 3-point game, another 4-point. There are a lot more duds in that one than when you go and look at Cade's lineup.
No, those are obviously terrible games. Those are games in which Tyrese Halliburton completely disappeared. I can't
But he's still
argue
what
those
he
numbers.
is this year, too, though, as well.
And that's the thing. I hope that Cade Cunningham can sort of take that leap and have his efficiency skyrocket, get more assists as the other players around him develop. I guess my only counterpoint to that would be, obviously those Tyrese Halliburton numbers were terrible. What I saw from Cade Cunningham last night is him basically actively shoot his team out of a game that they had a very good chance of winning if he would have just played a regular game. Tyrese Halliburton, and this is actually a testament to Cade, did not have the responsibility in his first couple years that Cade Cunningham
had off the get.
Had off the get, and that is a point for Cade Cunningham. And air efficiency is obviously going to go down because he was thrust into something that I don't think he was ready for. He had those rookie jitters at the beginning of last year, but he ultimately bounced back in March and was great in March. That being said, I just worry a little bit with what I've seen from the start of his second year. I hope I'm wrong. I hope people come back and just metaphorically pimp slap me for doubting the great Cade Cunningham, because I hope he is great, but I just need to see it. Please, Cade. I really do.
Show us.
Yes.
Show us.
Again, Halliburton's second year, 2022, on March 15th, another 4-point game. This guy has 3 2-point games, 1 0-point game, 2 3-point games, 3. I mean, he has way more of those games that concern you about Cade than Cade has had. And Cade's not even been in the league as long as he is.
No, and that is very true. That is a very good point, Easy, because I actually take people's points when they offer them. Tyrese Halliburton, those are not good games. He was not really expected to be the primary guy, And even during those situations, he basically disappeared and did nothing. I understand that. And that also, what if Cade Cunningham does have that leap into his third year? It seems like Tyrese Halliburton, along with a bit of a change of scenery, his third year is where he really took off.
We're 12 games in, too.
Yeah.
So things might level out after a while.
And that is very true. It might level out for Cade Cunningham. By the end of the year, we might look back on this conversation and think that I was just out of my mind. I don't think that's going to be the case, but I'm open to that. I hope it's that, because Cade Cunningham is our guy and Tyrese Halliburton is not. I look at Tyrese Halliburton as sort of the one that got away at this point. We got freaking Killian Hayes, Mr. 2020 himself, and we could have Tyrese Halliburton, 50, 40, 90. What could have been?
Given those bad games, though, it's going back to like the corner piece conversation. Are you still taking Halliburton over Cade?
Yes, because it's clear that he's taken a leap. I don't expect him to disappear in games like that when he has this kind of responsibility.
There's a lot of them, though, man.
No, dude, that's...
Yeah.
No, he's had some clunkers. He's had some duds. But this year, with great responsibility, with great usage and better usage, comes great responsibility. And I think Tyrese Halliburton, especially with how good of a shooter he's been, I just don't see those kind of games from him moving forward. I could be wrong.
Oh my God, it's almost already 7.
I can't believe it. This show's flown by.
We did a whole Pistons show.
A whole Pistons show.
That was insane. Thursday Night Football is playing tonight. We were going to do JB's bets, but we got way too into the Pistons. I appreciate you guys for tapping in. Real quick, JB, just tell us who you got. I know your mic's off, but we will hear you.
I'm leaning towards the Falcons on this one, if anything, but I don't want to bet on this game, all honesty.
Well, I appreciate you guys joining us. Thank you, Flannel Sam, for filling in for Spinball Racks. I think we have to revisit that discussion when Young Sus and Spinny's back. Shout out to Stick for filling in today, too. Not a lot of people do what he does, or what you do, too, Sam. You do a great job what you do. But thank you guys for tuning into the Woodward Heavyweights. Make sure you hit that like button. Follow my guy, Flannel Sam, if you want to go at him. He's available on Twitter if you want to yell at him some more. But thank you guys for tuning in. Hit that like button. We'll be right back tomorrow. Same time.